We are live now. So
Okay.
hi all, hi everybody. Thank you, participants, for being here, and welcome back to the second day of Raise Online Funding Summit. So today we have Mr. Rajesh Dembla, serial investor, to answer our questions, and we have a session, Ask Me Anything session with Mr. Rajesh today. So participants are requested to post your questions on the Q&A tab. The speaker will be answering it in a few minutes. Now I would like to invite Mr. Rajesh to take over the session and Parag to moderate it. So, Parag, please introduce and continue moderating. Parag, you're not audible. I think there is a connectivity issue. He'll refresh the page.
Am I audible now?
Yes, yes.
Okay, great. Hi, Rajesh, and hi to everyone. This is one session I've been looking forward to for this whole week now, and there have been a couple of questions that I myself have been dying to ask you. So, Rajesh, you were with Just Dial from 2002 until I think 2015, and 2002 was right after the dot-com bubble burst, and you were also there through the 2008 crisis. So, having been through two financial crises, how does this current situation compare, or does it compare?
Well, hi Parag and hi everyone. The question is very, very pertinent and relevant to the situation currently. And before I answer that question, I want to tell you that I am an eternally optimistic person individually. And those of you who know my background, you will know that these are not just the two crises that I have seen in my life. I have seen from my childhood so many, difficult times that I have realized that nothing is permanent. So neither good times nor bad times are permanent, but all of them have an impact which are permanent. So anything that we do today is going to be permanent. So now comparing to 2002, 2001, the dot-com bust, before Just Dial, I went through, a situation like that where I was part of India.com, INDYA, and that was uh, you know, one of the largest dot-com companies this country had ever produced. We had, you know, I think more than 350 crore rupees of funding, I think even in those days. Um, so we saw that going down. We saw everybody losing their jobs. All of us lost our jobs. But then Just Dial resurrected itself from that situation. Uh, and you mentioned the 2008 financial crisis. I have seen many of the people that I know who have made the most amount of money during the crisis, the 2008 crisis. And they have built companies out of that situation, which are now probably worth hundreds of millions of dollars. So, Parag, I just want to give you some statistics about three companies. Microsoft, which got listed just before the 1986 crash. You must understand, all of you on this call must understand that today Microsoft is one of the biggest names in the world. But as soon as they got listed on the stock exchange and then the 1986 crash happened, they survived that. And they went through that whole 1986 and recession beyond that for a very, very long period of time. And, today Microsoft is what it is. Amazon, as we all know, it's one of the biggest companies in the world. Um, you know, they survived the 2001 dot-com bust and then went on for 14 years till 2015, surviving in business without making profits. So 2001 dot-com bust and then 14 years of loss-making years. The founder of that company, Jeff, kept at it. Today we look at Jeff Bezos and say he's the most successful businessman, but Put yourself in his shoes. He survived that period. We all know about Netflix. Netflix survived the 9/11 crash, and we all know what happened to the United States, which was the primary market for Netflix. And after 9/11, they went through a very, very long period of challenges. And today, Netflix is one of the most successful companies in its own domain. Uh, so, if you look at these three stories, then you realize that these are opportunities. These are amazing opportunities. I haven't even mentioned to you Google. Google started just before the dot-com, bubble, and it survived the dot-com bust more than anyone else. And if you look at Google where it is today, it's a matter of they're about 24 years old, of which they have also survived the dot-com bust. They survived the 2008 crisis. They're going to continue to survive and do well. They're not just surviving; they're just surviving and thriving both. I want to share some very relevant data of the past 2 months. So, it's good to talk about 2008 and 2001 and 1986, but let's look at what's happened in the last 2 months. First, I'll talk about companies that you all know, and then I'll talk about a couple of my own companies. Office 365, which is part of Microsoft, has added 58 million users. Mind you, 58 million users in the last 3 months. So Microsoft Teams has added 30 million, has added 30 million users in the last 2 months. And Xbox, the monthly active users in the month of April was 90 million people, which is the highest ever Xbox has ever had. Now, what does this show? That companies who are, in this situation, the same as you and me, that while we are all struggling, there are companies that are growing and adding millions and millions of users. How are they doing it? They must be doing something right, even though they have all their staff working from home. They're obviously in the right business for this period. Everybody is working from home. Everybody is bored, so they need games. So all of that is understood. Yet, not the only companies. There are companies in same spaces that have actually gone down as well. In the last 3 months. So, talking about one of my own companies, I have a gaming company called Pacific Gaming. And in the last 2 months, we have seen a 50% plus increase in engagement. We have seen an increase in revenues. We've seen an increase in the number of players that we acquired in the last 2 months. It's a very positive scenario for Pacific Gaming. I'm an angel investor in a company called Dunzo, which is now also funded by Google, along with a lot of other marquee investors. Dunzo has seen, a very, very decent increase in customers and engagement with customers. Not only that, in newer markets where Dunzo just launched just before the lockdown, there has been a massive adoption without even putting in too much of an effort. So when you look at such stories, then what it tells you is that this is not only all bad. This is a great time for you to actually introspect your business models and come out of it much stronger, much more successful. So yes, we did this for the 2001 dot-com bust, and we went through the 2008 financial crisis. We all saw those graphs, going down and again going back up. The most important virtue of a good entrepreneur is to be focused on unit economics at all times, not be dreaming in such situations. So we were not dreamers when we did Just Dial. We were not dreamers. We were doers. So what we realized is that the only way to survive is to keep making profits for our customers, to be useful to our customers. Be customers. We decided we will be customer centric. We will be uh, focused on keeping our costs low, and that's the only thing that you can do um, in such times. So focus on unit economics and keep making your business more meaningful to your customer. Your customer is the central point here. So that is what we did, Parag.
Thanks for sharing that, Rajesh. And I think the key takeaways here are to uh, one, run a lean ship, and second, this would prove this situation can act as a catalyst for moving business completely digital. And third, always be completely focused on your customer. And this is and I could see that in Just Dial, and I used to use Just Dial back when it wasn't digital. We had to call and ask for three restaurants in so and so area, and it just worked seamlessly all throughout, even during that whole transition into digital. And so now you've got a gaming company with Pacific Gaming, and you are also invested in quite a few startups, and you've been a friend of Kerala and KSUM for a while now. So could you delve a little more into that Kerala connection you have?
Oh yes. So I was invited to be part of the Highway to 100 Unicorns by Latika Pai and Microsoft, to be part of the jury, and that was my first interaction and exposure to Kerala Startup Mission. I came there with very little expectations, and I was blown away when I spent the whole day with the Kerala Startup Mission and the startups over there. Uh, I have been to many states in India. I have seen startups across the country. I would rate Kerala startups and Kerala Startup Mission's efforts very, very high, probably amongst the best in the country. This is my personal view. The kind of startups we see in Kerala are very, very different from the startups we see in Bangalore or startups we see in Delhi and Bombay. Because simply because you know you guys in Kerala, especially the Kerala Startup Mission, has encouraged uh, true innovation. I saw companies that were making robots. I saw companies that were making drones, underwater drones, as well as carrying payloads of over upwards of 100 kgs on a drone, which can actually be used as an ambulance in crowded cities, etc. So some of the innovation that I saw at Kerala was very meaningful. It was not meaningless. It was not run of the mill. Everybody is doing it, so I'm going to do it. It was not that kind of an innovation. What I saw was startups actually trying to focus on uh, genuine innovation. What I saw even more was the involvement of the principal secretary, involvement of I don't want to name everybody and their positions, but what I saw was that from the chief minister to the bureaucrats to the authorities, everybody was interested in making sure that these startups are getting enough support, that they are getting much more than support in terms of encouragement, and the infrastructure that you have provided, the support that you have provided. I would say hats off to you guys. I haven't seen too many states having done so much uh, in India for their startups. So that is why I'm very, very excited. And a couple of days back when Riyaz spoke to me and said, "Would you be able to do this?" I said I would love to, because all my interactions with the Kerala startups have been great. One of your startups is called Rapidor, and I have a small exposure in the last couple of months with Thompson and Pavan. Uh, you know, Uh, and what I see there again is that they are very genuine entrepreneurs, and the effort that they're putting in is extremely genuine. And I'm very, very happy. And I think that Rapidor has a very, very bright future, not just in India, but around the world. So I'm personally, Parag, very excited, you know, because
Thank
because
you.
yeah, yeah.
Thank you for that, Rajesh B, and we are very excited to be associated with you as well. Now we have a couple of questions coming in, but before that, I'm going to hog this opportunity and ask one more question from my end, and that would be: so you're in the gaming business right now, and now we've seen a differentiation in Startup India and Startup Bharat. Startup Bharat would mean the non-tier one cities, right? So how do you see online gaming being adopted by Startup Bharat?
Oh, great question, Parag. There are very interesting trends that are emerging in the gaming sector. Uh, the geo coming into play in the last couple of years has actually made it even more easier for people in semi-urban and rural areas to have access to data, and smartphones are becoming easily available. So what we've noticed is that the appetite for gaming in rural areas and in semi-urban areas is actually as high, if not higher, um, compared to the urban areas. So the young, gamer from the Bharat side of the story is as involved, okay, in the gaming, activities on his phone, and some of them on their laptops and desktops. Uh, that's going to surprise you. Okay, they know the games, they know the markets, they know the tricks, they know how to be competitive. So that's very exciting for people like us. Uh, we are actually uh, localizing our games now. As we speak, in the last 2 weeks, we have launched five new games, and all of these are keeping in mind exactly the market that you're talking about. So what we did is we brought live casinos, and we brought slots and bingos, uh, but not as gambling, not for gambling. So we brought in these games more from an entertainment point of view, and we've launched these in the last 2 weeks. So what it means is that gamers can actually have access to a live casino, which means they're actually interacting with a dealer in real time, and most of the dealers are Europeans. They're playing roulette, they're playing blackjack, and every other game in the casino, but they're playing it for entertainment. So we don't encourage them to gamble. It's just entertainment, uh, but they get access to such games. And what we've seen is a tremendous acceptance of such games amongst them. So they can't lose money, but they can be playing games. So when we did this, we got thousands of gamers from around the country who wrote back and said that this is something that we never ever imagined that we will get access to over here. Could you please launch some more games? And the kind of engagement that we are seeing is really mind blowing. So Parag, Bharat and India, the gap is diminishing very quickly. Aspirations in Bharat are as high as aspirations in India. Um and this is a great time for entrepreneurs in Kerala to focus on both India and Bharat story. uh, and Such startups will also get more funding than startups that are focusing purely on the urban story.
That's really heartening to hear. And as a gamer from childhood myself, I understand that gaming has no language. It doesn't matter what language you speak, you can all come online on one platform and just compete with each other. All right. So now we're going to move on to the questions from the audience. We have Jit asking, Do you think gig workers will get prominence in the near future? Would intrinsic and extrinsic motivation factors differ for a work from home workforce?
Well, I'll take this question, but I'll answer it in a slightly different way. Um, my opinion on work from home in the long term is definitely it's here to stay. There is no doubt about it. There are different people putting in different numbers saying that 50%, 70% of workforce will work from home. Some people say 100% of the workforce will work from home. Now these are numbers that I don't think all of us can do guesswork, but none of us have the right answers. But yes, it's here to stay. A large part of the workforce is going to work from home, uh, even with or without COVID in the future. Um, so how is it going to play out? For there are two sides to every story. How is it going to work out for people working at home for companies? I think we have seen already in some of our companies that the productivity of over 30% of our employees has actually gone up in this period. So we are able to see a higher productivity. From a company point of view, that's an amazing development. So what it will mean is that companies will be more encouraged to allow work from home, pay better salaries to such employees whose productivity is higher. Uh, what it means from an employee point of view is more money in hand, less waste of time traveling, which means that there is higher time availability either for productivity or for personal activity or for learning, especially in the world that is coming ahead of us. The knowledge that we've had is not going to be relevant for more than 3 to 5 years. So unlike previous generations, where people learned one skill and that skill was good enough for their entire life, the change that's coming now is that any knowledge that you have is good for maybe 3 years, at most 5 years, which means that you're on a constant learning exercise all your life. So work from home gives you the opportunity to do more of learning if you're saving time. Nobody to disturb you, nobody to question you if you're doing online courses. So it's overall a very encouraging trend that's emerging. Having said that, a word of caution is contractual obligations will need to be adhered to, both ways, from the companies as well as from the employees, because there is a huge temptation to pick up more than one assignment, because there is nobody to check what's happening. So there is a very high possibility that some people, in their zeal to make more money, and since they're working from home, they may even go and pick up 2 or 3 assignments simultaneously. I'm not against it. I am saying that they need to be very clear with their contractual obligations and respect whatever contractual obligations they've gotten into. And if they want to pick up multiple projects, then it is very very important to make that clear to your employer, and make sure that they are aware of what you're doing. And from an entrepreneur's point of view, I would again urge, if you're allowing your people to work from home, use as much technology as possible to make sure that you're getting 100% for what you're paying. At the same time, focus on productivity and not on effort. Now, this is one of the things that I have learned in my life. Um, we can keep asking people for effort, but then I don't think that matters. I think what matters is really productivity. Whatever you're expecting, be clear about the goals you're setting for them. Be clear about what is their reporting structure. Be clear about whatever facilities they require, they have in terms of hardware, in terms of infrastructure, etc. at home. Otherwise, you're going to find yourself that you're experimenting with something, but you're realizing very soon that it's not going to work if all of that is not taken care.
Thank you, Rajesh. And we have the next question from Atul. How do you see fantasy gaming platforms at this stage? There has been a good growth of gaming platforms since the lockdown, but specifically, what are your views on fantasy gaming platforms?
Um, so, fantasy gaming at the moment is one of the hottest sectors in gaming, but it's also the most a sector that has raised a considerable sum of money in terms of investments. Uh, and My personal opinion is that fantasy gaming is passive. It's not active. So whatever you do, you do it before the game starts. During the game, you're not able to make much changes, and you're not able to use knowledge that you gain during the game to interact or to engage or to be able to use that skill. Uh, I think the whole format of fantasy gaming is going to change over the next 2 to 3 years with regulation changing. We are all expecting regulation to change, and the current regulation does not allow active involvement of players in fantasy gaming if it is for money. But if it is not for money, then probably somebody can attempt. So I'm very very bullish that fantasy gaming is here to stay. Esports is here to stay. The new formats of games that we are looking around the world are all here to stay, and India is a very fertile market. So if you're looking at getting into gaming, this is a good time, and you know uh, there is going to be a lot more money that will come into gaming uh, world over. India is no different. So if you're looking at raising money in the next 3 years, uh, and gaming is a good sector to get in. Fantasy is a very fertile sector to get into.
Okay, that's really good to hear. Now we've got Nihal asking, what is your view on startups in the solar domain, especially robotic and waterless cleaning systems for commercial solar plants? How does that? How does your outlook on that? How does the outlook look for amongst this COVID-19 scenario?
Again, it's one of those sectors which is going to see a huge adaptation and much faster. So if we were expecting things to change over the next 10 years, I think it's going to change much faster. That adaptation is going to come in much faster now, within 5 years. Uh, so COVID is just going to help such industries, because a lot of manufacturers would rather depend on technology uh, and reduce their risk exposures, increase their productivity. Um, there is very less human resource problems. So yes, this was anyway an industry that was going to change, big time. I am very bullish about this sector, and would encourage a lot of entrepreneurs to, if you're in a situation where you think there is no future for what you're doing, this is a great time to pivot into such businesses.
All right. Now, okay, so this one's a little tongue in cheek. Why do you think there isn't any unicorns in Kerala?
I don't think that's the right answer. I mean, that I don't think the question is right. I don't know of names, but Kerala has been a very enterprising state. People from Kerala have been very, very enterprising. If you look at most of the workers in the Middle East are from Kerala, and they've gone and built companies like the Lulus of the world. Um, so I don't think that the word unicorn needs to be looked at the way you're looking at it, saying that valuation of $1 billion plus in the new age industry. Having said that, please understand that all the unicorns you see around you are, uh, the fastest unicorn would be in today's day and age, probably a 5-year-old or a 7-year-old company. It takes minimum of 5 to 7 years to reach a unicorn status. Um, uh, some of the others have taken much longer, much longer. 15 years, 10 years. Uh, so Here is a piece of advice to every entrepreneur: don't get carried away by these words, these unicorns, and valuations and stuff like that. The future of this world is going to value unicorns in revenues, not in valuations. I don't think any large investor in the world is going to go after only companies that can produce valuations. For example, Flipkarts of the world, or Amazons of the world, which are still making losses, but they are great companies. They are big unicorns. Uh, but the future of the startup world is where a lot of investors are going to focus on unicorns in terms of revenues. If you're able to focus on unit economics and then scale to a point where you're able to see 7,000, 8,000 crores in revenues, even if your margins are smaller, even if you're making 3%, 2% of net profits, you are a bigger unicorn than somebody else whose valuations can keep fluctuating. We have seen numbers fluctuating. Parag, companies that were unicorns on stock exchanges are no longer unicorns. But it doesn't mean that those companies are not good. And we've seen the vice versa of that. We've seen companies becoming unicorns in a very short period of time. Doesn't mean that for the rest of their lives they will be that way. Unicorn is a number, which is the last in unlisted companies. The last time that company raised money was at a certain valuation, which was beyond $1 billion. So that becomes a unicorn. Now that can change very quickly. In less than a year, if that company is unable to raise the next round at a valuation higher than that, then they lose their unicorn status. So I don't I don't attach too much importance to these media hyped uh, you know words and terms. So as an entrepreneur, you need to focus on what you're doing. Why hasn't Kerala produced? I don't think Kerala has not produced. I think Kerala has produced some great companies, uh, and it may not be in the space that you are looking at. It may not be. Kerala has been a state which has typically not been in the space of showing off, like many other states in India. Many Kerala businessmen that I know are extremely successful, uh, very, very large businesses they've built, very profitable businesses they've built, but they're very low profile. So you need to look inwards as to how many unicorns are there. Uh, and in the next 3 years, I think Kerala is poised to produce some of the best companies in India as well. So that is what excites me to be part of the Kerala Startup Mission in many ways.
All right. Thank you for that. And I think, yes, there needs to be a realignment all over on the right metrics to track. Now, Vinod would like to know, what is the scope of Cloud Kitchen in the post-COVID era?
I have personally invested in a cloud kitchen company. It currently has only 5 kitchens, but they are looking at growing into about a 200 kitchen business. So the cloud kitchen business is extremely lucrative, very profitable. Um, Not from a valuation point of view. So if you're looking at a valuation angle of the business, then you're in the wrong business. But from a unit economic point of view, it's an amazing business. It gives you 40% approximately, in terms of margins. And in terms of the post-COVID era, uh, even before COVID, let's look at the number of people ordering on Swiggy, on Zomato, and now Amazon is going to get into food, etc. So just look at the number of people that are getting into you know ordering online. It's definitely increasing. Just look at the number of people who are not working out of their home in their hometowns. They're all moving out to bigger cities, better cities for opportunities. So they are all going to order more and more. Look at the number of women who used to earlier cook, now getting into professions, and they are also going to not be cooking much. So there's a big future for cloud kitchens. Post COVID, look, I mean, as far as the whole COVID scenario is concerned, I am going to give a generic answer to everybody who may have anything to do with COVID. Uh, I have been saying this, and I'm very strongly of a belief that if there is a vaccine or if there is a cure by September or October this year, then the whole impact of COVID is not even going to be there till December. Life will get back to normal. If there is a vaccine or a treatment by March or April next year, then you're probably seeing a 1.5 year period of impact, and then things will get back to normal. This is my personal opinion. So you look at COVID as a temporary, problem, and don't look at it as a permanent problem. This is my view. There are people, who are saying that this is going to change life forever. There is no now there is a new normal, etc., etc. For the whole world, the answer is no. For some industries, the answer is yes. If you are part of those industries, you need to look at it. Even automobile, even travel, I don't see it as a permanent, these businesses are going to go out of business, and, there is nobody who's going to buy cars or nobody who's going to travel. No, that's not going to happen. Just wait for the vaccine, just wait for the cure to come, and suddenly you will see that people, we are human beings, we love our outings, we love our food, we love our adventure, we love our fun activities, and especially after COVID, once there is a cure, people are going to go out and spend a lot more. In the short term, people who are working from home, people who are able to make money, they have no option to spend money much. People are now scared about the future, for a save for a rainy day. They are investing more in mutual funds, they're investing more in equity funds, in debt funds. So people will have a lot more access to money, and people will have a lot more zeal to do things 2 years or 3 years from now. So the COVID impact is only short term, in my opinion. So don't worry about COVID and plan your future. Plan short term, keeping COVID in mind. Plan long term, keeping in mind the opportunities that the world has to offer. One thing that is going to happen post COVID, which is going to impact all of us very positively, and especially in India, is the fact that the world is getting smaller and smaller for us, because we are not so badly impacted by COVID. Technology is the new way to do business. People from all around the world are today open to doing business with anybody, anywhere in the world. There is no limitation of geography. So please look at COVID as a temporary problem. Don't look at it as a permanent problem, because then you will realize 2 years later that, oh my God, why did I do something? Why didn't I do something? Whatever. Don't regret later on. It's just a temporary problem.
And I think parallel to this can be drawn to 9/11, where people said nobody's going to fly anymore and the world is going to change. But then, except for TSA regulations getting stricter, nothing has changed.
No, absolutely. We human race will never change. We'll only get better and better from here. We will spend more. We will want more. Our wants are never going to reduce. It's only going to increase.
All right. So the next question is, so this person wants to know, what is your outlook on future agricultural technologies like hydroponics and vertical growing systems? How do you think they will play a role in the future?
Yeah, my personal view on that is very, very bullish about such technologies. So technology in agriculture itself, overall as a space, is something that excites me no end. I think productivity per acre in India is still very low compared to, I don't have the exact numbers, but I know the fact that it's a very low number compared to some of the developed countries. So new technologies that are there, hydroponics, etc., vertical, agriculture that we are seeing emergence of today. Um, like every other technology that's come into the world, okay, has to stand the test of time. Uh, is there a need? Is that going to grow? That is, yes, it's definitely going to grow, and people more and more will adapt technology in agriculture. Basically, any technology that can come in, make life easy, make costs lower, and help higher productivity for farmers. Any such technology that can stand the test of time will get a huge adaptation from everybody. The beauty about this sector is that the governments of every state and the center are going to be extremely supportive. There will be banks and NBFCs that will support such startups. So overall, it's one of those sectors that if you are into it, then you're in the right sector. You must push forward uh, a lot more. But just remember what I said at the beginning. Uh, while technology is great in the future, adaptation of that technology depends on how effective it is. So focus on the impact of your technology, how profitable it is making, how much more money is it making for your user and how much time is it saving for your user. These are the two factors that I think will decide whether your technology is going to, be successful or not.
Got it. All right. So the next question we have is from Atul. Do you think startups in India need support from a business consultant to grow with guidance? If yes, how do you see the potential business consultant marketplace?
Okay, very, it's a question that makes me smile. I don't think there is a generic answer to this. It depends on at what stage of your life you have started your venture. If you're a very young entrepreneur who hasn't had much experience, then I'm taking a broader term of the word consultant. I'm including in it advisors, mentors. I'm not taking it as consulting companies like the KPMGs and the ENYs of the world. So even if we take about all of these things. Is there a need for consultants? Yes, there is always a need for consultants. Every entrepreneur can't be good at every part of the business. You may be a great technologist, you don't know how to run business. You may be a great business strategist, but you may not be very good at compliances, regulations, and finances. So on and so forth. It always makes sense to try and look at consultants. And the advantage of consultants is that it's not permanent, which means that as businesses you can actually be looking for newer consultants at regular intervals who bring a fresh outlook to your business, a fresh outlook to your industry. So yes, there is. The answer is yes. I think there is a future. Platforms. I think it's a. I think if you're figuring out how to monetize it and you're making it more meaningful, um, then the answer is yes. Go ahead and build a platform and put consultants out there. I know of one such platform which is coming out of London as we speak. This entrepreneur is an Indian, but he studied in the Imperial College in London. He's worked for one of the big fours there, and he's now actually putting up a platform like this. Probably he's going to launch in about a month or so. Uh, he's been talking to me on how I think. In fact, I have a call with him later today at about in the afternoon. So I'm personally aware of. I'm not allowed to share, but I'm personally aware of such startups that are coming out of the US and the UK. So I would encourage you to go for it.
All right. So we have 10 minutes left, so I'm just going to go down to the two more questions. Now, Srijit would like to understand, as part of eco-friendly EV industry. Okay, I think I'm going to reframe this. What are the possibilities of online space to assist the change or the transition into EV?
Electric vehicles are here to stay. That's the future. All of us know that. Um, so if I look at let's say 2030, by 2030, my personal view is that about 50% of all vehicles in India are going to be run on battery. Um, it's a big play. It's a very, very big play. Startups that are in the ecosystem which are trying to provide technology to large manufacturers, uh, you know, you definitely have a great future. Um, so go for it. Keep in mind, again, in the electric vehicle industry, the reason why the adoption is a bit slow is I don't know how many of you have driven the Tesla. I have driven the Tesla in Australia, so I know what an amazing experience it was. Um, I was fully blown, one drive and I was sold. I said, no, this is something. As soon as it comes to India, I'm buying it. I don't care what it means. So now, why I'm giving you this example is, uh, you know, uh, if you are building technology that is going to help auto manufacturers, uh, yes, you're in a great space, but do keep in mind that uh, demand from a consumer for perfection is going to grow higher and higher. So you got to be really good at what you're doing. Second thing is, this is a very hot space, like agri-tech. Okay, this is also a very hot space. The government is going to support. Every government is going to support it. Okay, so look at government grants, look at possible collaborations, and go for it. It's a great space to be in.
All right. Now, the last question is from Abel. So, as an investor in the gaming space, what precautions do you take on the upcoming regulations over fantasy and interactive gaming platforms?
So, like any industry, see, when you're making an investment in any industry, you have to understand the regulation and stay within, and you've got to back only companies that are, compliant and follow regulation. What other regulations do we take from a gaming point of view? In fact, because there is so much of buzz around regulation in the gaming space, sometimes it's easier because we talk to firms like Ikigai Law, we speak to Khaitan, we speak to we are part of several panels where people are preparing white papers, working with Niti Aayog on what should be the regulation, etc., etc. Uh, I'm very closely connected and talking to the UK, trade department here. So UK has been a great partner for India when it comes to framing regulation. A lot of the regulation that you might see in the next 3 to 5 years is going to be influenced by what's happening in the UK. And thankfully, UK is one of the most liberal markets in the world. In fact, it is the most liberal market in terms of gaming, and we're talking about real money gaming. So um, that's the only precaution we take. We talk to all these, competent companies and law firms, and then you've got to apply your own logic, to see that, say, for example, within fantasy, like I spoke earlier, right now it's all passive. If somebody tries to do something which is more active today, you can't do it with real money, but you can do it as entertainment. So, a company that knows how to stay within regulation but experiment with the future um, is a good company to back. So that's what I would do.
Right. Well, I think that brings us to the end of this AMA. Thank you, Rajesh, so much for taking the time out to answer everybody's questions and for sharing your insight and experience.
I hope
I'm sure the audience had a wonderful time listening to your views and thoughts. And to the audience, thank you for posing such intelligent questions and keeping this conversation going. Now, with that, I think we've come to the end of this session, and over to you, Razik, to introduce the next program. And thank you, Rajesh,
Sure.
once again.
Thank you, Rajesh. Thank you so much for your time. And it was happy to know that you're supporting Rapidor and looking to scale it up. So you answered the questions with clarity, and thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Razik. Thank you, Parag. Thank you, guys. Have a good day. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Bye, Rajesh.
So thank you, participants, for being with us. We are now moving on to the last session of our 2 day long summit. So I would like to thank our ecosystem partner, Thai Kerala, and the national partner, Startup India, for supporting us throughout the summit. So the next session is a startup pitch. We have 9 startups lined up to pitch here, and it will be up to 1 o'clock afternoon. I think 1:30 afternoon. So we will be having investors joining on the participant side and other potential investors as well. So we will be presenting the pitch videos here. So after each of the pitches, you can have your questions by raising your hands to speak. We will allow you to speak to the startup founders to interact with them on your queries. So we will now move on to the pitches in 5 minutes time. Shaheen, is it audible?
Yes.
Okay. We'll wait for 2 more minutes and then start. Hi all. We have Mr. Shaheen, founder of Lit Technologies, to pitch here. So he's the first startup pitching today. So due to the, I mean, due to the connectivity issues, we will be presenting a recorded pitch video here. So after the pitch video finishes, you can ask your questions by clicking on the speak tab on the right side of the screen. We'll be allowing you to let into the webinar room and ask questions. Please ask your question once the pitch video is finished. Shaheen, is it visible?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Hi guys, we are Lit Technologies, every shop's personal shopper. In simple terms, we are a B2B marketplace wherein our primary customers include kirana stores or the provision stores, the hotels, restaurants, and caterers. And we have procurement rights starting right from the millers to farmers and so many other players in the ecosystem. We're trying to enhance the entire food distribution system through technology, and data science driven innovations. Now we'll move into the business model. We have multiple sellers on the platform. They've listed their products on the platform. These products can be viewed through the mobile application which the customer shall have. These products may range from rice, sugar, oil, vegetables, animal feed to multiple brands that are there on the platform like Reckitt Kaiser, Nestle, so on and so forth. If the customers, while browsing through the entire product set, find the prices conducive, they place the orders. Every day at 7 p.m., we have an order cutoff time. The entire set of orders are taken and pasted into our backend, which will help us understand the number of stores, the vehicle requirements, so on and so forth. Once this is understood, the stacking happens in the vehicles from our warehouse. The entire vehicles are out for dispatch the next day. After the products reach the storefront, customer storefront, we'll collect cash or check from them. So this is us providing a seamless environment wherein the farmers, the millers can become sellers on the platform and create an ecosystem wherein they can interact directly with the stores. One of the advantages that we possess is the agility. We have ability or capacity to deliver from 150 stores to about 1,000 stores in a day. This really brings down our operational expenses, and that is why we're very close to breakeven. The technology that we developed thus far includes the primary backend, which is the OMS. It has multiple capabilities, the backend, I'd say. Seller management, listing management, order, inventory, customer, all this can be handled and managed from our backend. Then our USP is the customer friendly mobile application that we've developed. We have more than 3,000 stores listed on the platform. We have more than 600 customers coming to the platform on a daily basis to check what the products are, what all are available, what are the pricing like, so on and so forth. We have our own delivery application which helps us in routing, cash collection. The turnaround has become a lot faster because of the delivery application that we've developed. Then in-app analytics to understand the whole business strategy, how the environment is, how the customers are responding to the whole product set, what needs to be added. This in-app analytics gives the business team a very holistic view of the entire set of operations. Then we take our data very seriously. We get additional margins from our brands because of the data we provide to them. So we do data warehousing through Redshift, and this is used in our analytics as well. We shall now talk about the numbers. Over the last 2 years, we've done sales of more than 40 crores. In the last financial year, we've clocked 30 crores of GMV. March, we did sales of about 3 crores at a 3.1 percentage gross margin. Our operational cost was about 3.3 percentage. So that in itself is proof that we're very close to break even, operational break even. We have a customer base of about 3,500 customers, out of which 2,700 are ordering customers. Our team is about 35 people, including the warehouse staff and the tech team. So on a company front, there is gross margins going up, the operational cost is going to come down. At scale, when we're doing about 40-45 crores of GMV in a month, we'd be at a gross margin of around about 7%, and the operational cost would be at around about 2.5%. So this achievement is proof that this is a scalable break-even business, which is profitable actually. It's not even a break-even business, it's a much more profitable entity, I'd say. We've been the winners of the Kerala Startup Mission Scale Up Grant. Over and above that, we've had angel investment from the managing director of Bajaj Corp and a couple of very strategic investors. We've raised about a crore from the market at a pre-money valuation of 15 crores. The investors, I say they are very strategic because they own mills and they're the biggest distributors of sugar in South India. They supply into the likes of Britannia, ITC, so on and so forth. And the managing director of Bajaj Corp opened this into the entire spectrum of FMCG in India. Moving forward, we want to launch new categories so that we cater to the entire basket that a typical store will hold. Direct procurement from the farmers and mills will help us enhance the margins, will create that complete ecosystem that we are working towards. The research and advisory part of the firm would be based on the data that we are tracking, warehousing. This would give brands and even farmers very useful insights into how the buying patterns are, the buying behaviors are, and that will be very useful in the days to come. We would launch the smaller brands who don't have a distribution network as such. These brands necessarily would be looking for a partner who will help them create or penetrate the market if they have very good products, that is. Then private labels in rice and the other unorganized categories like pulses, so on and so forth. We'll create our own labels which will assure quality to the customers and that can command a premium. And we plan to expand into new markets, not just within India, but outside India as well, the UAE, Bangladesh. We already have talks with multiple country partners. At the end of the day, we believe that tech is going to be one of the differentials that will set us apart. So we have multiple projects in the pipeline. One of the major things that I'd like to mention is the machine learning integrated buying arm that we're trying to come up with. This will help us predict the inventory that we would need in the years to come. This will help us talk to the farmers, help us procure from them, and understand the requirement for a prolonged period of time. This is what is going to help us hedge and like acquire aggressive market positions, I'd say. We pride ourselves in having a very competent team. Shaheen is the CEO and he heads business. He's done his master's from IMT Ghaziabad. He's worked in e-commerce companies like Jumbo Tail and Snapdeal. Mr. Ashwin is heading product. He's also done his master's from IMT Ghaziabad. He's worked in tech giants like BrowserStack, Kayako, UST Global. Kiran, who heads logistics, he's done his bachelor's from Cochin University of Science and Technology. He had worked with EIL in strategic planning. Mohammad Afzal heads finance. He's done his PGDM from Manipal University. Jason, who's heading operations, he's done his master's from SIES and worked in operation giants like Furnace Fabrica and Kalyani Steels. Mr. Rahul, who leads design, has done his master's from RMIT Melbourne and worked with houses like Ogilvy, so on and so forth. The advisory board is once again something that adds a lot of weight into the firm because one is Mr. Sumit Malhotra, is the current managing director of Bajaj Corp. And Mr. Sunil Chabra, he's the director of Quant Systems. He's one of the early founding members of Jumbo Tail, a similar space startup. He's seen the ropes and like understood what are the issues with getting a company running. So he's always provided us with valuable insights. This is what we've achieved in the last 2 years. With the right partner coming in and investing into the company, we'd be able to expand our operations, become a 30 to 35 crore monthly GMV company, and expand into multiple states and countries as well. To give you guys a better understanding of how we operate, there's a video which will describe our operations in a nutshell. Thank you so much.
Hi
Hello.
guys.
Hi, Shaheen. Were you able to see that video at last?
Yeah,
Okay.
I was.
There was some connectivity issue. So, investors and potential investors and VCs on the participant line, you can raise your hands to speak. There is a button on the top of the screen, request to speak. Shaheen, the co-founder, is here to interact with
Hi guys. I hope you guys had a decent understanding of what we do and how we go about the entire process. If there's anything that you guys want to ask, please feel free to do so.
So we'll wait for 2 more minutes, and you can even share your screen with the pitch.
Yeah. So in this COVID era, one of the other things that we're doing is we're trying to tie up with local producers. We're talking to horticulture groups, self-help groups. So there's an assembly of farmers that are willing to supply into us.
Just
We
Shaheen, Rajesh from Special Invest and Sandro from Indian Angel Network is here to ask you some questions. I'm allowing both of them onto the room.
Yeah.
So you can continue. I mean, it will take some time to for them.
Yeah. So what I was saying was we are tying up with the horticorp and the local farmer associations so that we can have some direct procurement on vegetables. That is a category that we are already like participating in with products like onion, potato, shallots, garlic, ginger. So us procuring from the local farmers in this COVID era makes a lot of difference because we are like easing the supply chain and getting products into the stores. And there's a small pivot that we are trying also, wherein we are trying to come up, or we are more or less done with the B2C, the customer application, consumer application, wherein you can place orders from the store nearby. So
Shaheen, Sandro is on, right?
yeah,
Sandro, are you able to hear?
Yeah, I can.
Yes,
Hi.
please.
Can
hi
you
sir.
hear me?
Yeah.
Hi. So, I just joined in about a minute late, so wasn't sure. Just to clarify, so this is a B2B solution, right?
Yeah, this is primarily a B2B solution. Yes.
And so, what's the price point? I mean, how do you charge your customers? I mean,
So there are two models in which we gain revenue. One is there's a small delivery fee attached at the time of delivery to the customers, and the other part is the sellers who are listed on the platform. They give the platform a certain commission. So that is what accumulated to the 3.1 gross margin that I was talking about.
okay.
And what is the current traction?
So currently we have close to 2,850 customers on the platform who are ordering. We have about 3,600 as on date, the number of customers that are stores listed on the platform. This is primarily in Kerala within Trivandrum. In Trivandrum itself, our base, like the market is big enough to accommodate about 15,000 customers. Over and above that, we are planning to expand into Ernakulam, and we are in talks with a couple of partners in Dubai as well to replicate operations there. So these are in the pipeline and about to be done. But in the COVID scenario, like unfortunate that whatever is transpired. But in this scenario, people are understanding the value of e-commerce a lot more, especially when it comes to the essential supplies and getting it delivered to the store nearby, because that is where the primary business happens from.
So 2,850 is what you mentioned, right? Current customers. 2,800.
Yeah.
What kind of average billing do they do per customer?
So in a month, they do about anywhere in between 18,000 to 20,000.
And your margin would be how much overall?
So currently it's 3.1%, but with scale and on a category basis, we have plans to reach 7%.
Is there some kind of credit support you provide to these?
No, currently we are not taking that risk on the books. We don't provide credit. We are a cash or check on delivery service, but we are talking to third party fintechs who are interested to provide credit to our customers. So FT Cash is one of them that we are talking to. There are multiple players in the market who are the new banking solutions, I'd say, not new banking necessarily, the modern credit facilitators that are fintech platforms. They want to provide credit to our customers. So we are in talks with them.
By any chance, are you holding inventory?
Yes, we are. So there is a buying arm that the company has. In that, we do hold inventory.
What volume of inventory do you hold?
So we, at any point in time, would be holding about 45 lakhs of inventory. 45 to 50 lakhs. It's about 3 days of stocks, I'd say. So
basically, the cycle would be how many days? I mean,
the inventory
45 days. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead,
So the inventory turnover ratio is about 3 days. Every 3 days, our inventory gets replenished. In certain categories, we hold up to 5 days, like sugar, rice, certain categories of rice. Though those come directly from the millers. So for that, we hold up to 5 days of inventory. One of the things is even the sellers listed on the platform, they register our warehouse as an additional place of business. So without billing itself, they can keep their, in the GST era, they can keep their stocks in our warehouse itself.
Okay.
So that is also coming under inventory.
So there the margin, but then there the margin would be lower, right? Or because you're not holding the inventory there.
So yes, the margins wouldn't be as high because we're not taking positions on it. But according to categories, also it will change. Like for example, animal feed, what we do, that is one of the sellers. There the margins are higher. Another seller does vegetables. There also the margins are slightly higher.
So 45 lakhs on day one. On day three, that whole 45 lakhs is out there in the market, right?
Yeah, by the end of day 3, mostly, yes.
Yeah. So on day 4, you have the fresh 45 lakhs of lot inventory which is ready.
So, this is a cyclical process. So more often than not, every day we have about 10 to 15 lakhs of inventory coming in, and then there'll be some days wherein we're slightly top loaded, wherein the direct vehicles from the mills come to us. Those days it will be slightly higher. So this is the cyclical process.
So would it be right to say by every third or the fourth day, you do an outward of 45 lakhs of inventory and you get cash in of another 45 lakhs in?
Yeah.
There is no credit, as you said, right?
Yeah, but there would be a slight delay in payments because some people decide to pay by check and the cycle for that is slightly higher because it goes to the bank, clears, comes back. So the cycle is slightly different for that. And the other thing is, you cannot necessarily call it 45 lakhs. Yeah, sometimes it'll be 35, 37 to 45 to 50. So that window would be there, I'd say.
Basically, you get the payment in your bank of that 45 lakhs in, say, a week's time max.
Yes.
Cycle is 40, a week for the payment cycle is about 7 days.
Yeah.
If I were to just put it.
Yeah, perfect.
So you've been doing this for how long?
We've been doing this for the past 2 years. So last year we did about 30 crores of GMV.
30 crores was your GMV, right?
Yeah, top line. Yes.
What was your net sale? Net revenue.
We had a revenue of about 97 lakhs, if I'm not wrong.
97 lakhs. Are you sure?
Yeah.
Or 9 lakhs? You said 3%, right?
Yeah.
So if I take 3% of 30 is about 9.
30 crores of GMV across the year.
Got it. I'll let others ask questions if they have. Otherwise,
Yeah.
I'll continue.
Yes, Mr. Manoj Agarwal from CFund is there. So please.
Yeah, hi. I couldn't go. I was not part of the whole presentation. So, how long you've been in this business?
We've been here for about 2 years, sir.
Okay, and currently you do only food products and feeds.
So we on a category front, we start from sugar, rice, oil, animal feed, pulses, and the FMCG brands, sir. Vegetables also, and then the FMCG brands. We have direct tie-ups with Nestle, Reckitt Benckiser, ITC, so on and so forth. So we do multiple brands as well.
So you will be competing with the Udans and the Ninja Card.
Not Ninja Card necessarily because they're primarily a vegetable business. But yeah, Udan, yes, we would go into a similar space.
Again, where are you present only in Kerala right now?
Yeah, we are present only in Kerala. So, actually, Trivandrum to be specific. And even there, we've not like scratched the outer, I'd say. There are about 15,000 stores, out of which we are present in about 3,500 currently, 3,600 as on date. There are multiple, then there's Ernakulam, there's Kozhikode, and we are in talks to expand the same operations into UAE as well, because there the brands are finding it very difficult to have an organized distribution. We are in talks with Dubai Food Platform also. We are trying to strike a deal with them. So with the right partner coming in, our expansion strategies would be slightly different, and how we go about the entire process and the break-even business model would differentiate us from Udan, I feel.
And your customer size, the store sizes are generally what? Like how does it range?
So out of the entire customer base that we have, about 60% would be the typical provision stores or the kirana stores that you see nearby. The ones that don't have a point of sale software, the one wherein it's one man or two people giving the produce to the consumers, those kind of stores. Then there's about 10% of modern trade outlets. Those are the supermarkets that you see around. Then there are local wholesalers, and then there are type C outlets, which are like really small as well.
And what's your typical average ticket size per month from these stores?
So it ranges anywhere in between 18,000 to 24,000.
Okay, so that's because you only provide certain items, right? You don't provide everything.
Yeah, and for some of the stores, we are still not the primary source of procurement. At the start of the month, they will go to their bigger wholesaler to procure like more inventory, and then in their replenishment cycle, we come into the fray as a partner, because they don't have the pain of procuring one item at a time. We would be the ones providing. So certain customers consider us the primary source of procurement, certain consider us the secondary source of procurement. That is because of the line of credit that they have in the market.
And how much you have raised from these angel investors you mentioned?
So from the angels, we raised 1 crore at a pre-money valuation of 15 crores.
Okay. Great. Thank you.
Welcome, sir.
Thank you. And we have one more question. I will take one more question here because we are and there are more investors that who would like to speak with you. And Vishesh from Special Invest would like to ask, how do you see the competitive landscape and defensibility?
Okay. So the competitive landscape, a lot of people are entering the market, to be honest, including Reliance. And the defensibility is once again, when you go into a tier 2, tier 3 town, what happens is there are no third party logistics available. There are no plug and play models available. So what we do is provide a service to a base. So if I expand Pan Kerala, what will happen is I'm providing a service to about 2 lakh customers, 2 lakh stores. That in itself is the defensibility, because I'm not building my business to be sold off, but at the same time, when it comes to a cost benefit analysis, they would try to uh, work in a synchronous model wherein they try to acquire in such markets. And the defensibility is once again the barrier to entry to a lot of markets. And then one thing that I'm trying to build currently is, as I mentioned earlier, I'm trying to build a farmer base wherein I can procure directly from the farmers also. So the entire ecosystem, and then expanding into multiple countries also add value and like help me expand the business a lot more. So these many things would give me the uh, competitive edge, I'd say. And in the presentation also, I'd mentioned we are a company that is very close to operational break even, and with the right partner coming in, we'd become a profitable entity. That is unheard of in this current space. If you look at a Jumbo Tail or an Udan or a Ninja Cart, they're burning through the roof to get the same things done that we're doing. We are able to do that because of the kind of operations that we have run, the kind of tech that we've deployed into operations, like our delivery application, the turnaround time for the vehicles, how we have the inventory coming in and going out. So us breaking even and becoming profitable makes us all the more valuable. And this is something that is not, I can very confidently say, this is not heard of in the B2B space, B2B food space currently.
I'll now, it's almost double the time we have taken for this. So you can exit right now. And I'll connect with the investors who ask the questions and who would like to ask questions through an email offline.
Yeah.
So you can go ahead with the conversation there.
Okay. Thank you so much, guys, for taking the time out. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you. Sandro and Manoji, please be online. We have room for 6 people on this webinar room. So we will let the other next founder to be in. And you can hold in here and ask the questions. Others can raise your hands and we will allow you to enter the room. So the next founder will be joining soon. Next founder who is speaking is Ms. Sonia from startup Wafer Chips. Sonia, is it audible to you? Can you turn on the microphone?
Yeah, it's audible.
Yeah, I'll play the pitch video right now, and after it gets finished, you can ask the questions. I mean, you can have the questions.
Okay.
Hi all, myself Sonia Mohandas, co-founder and CEO of Wafer Chips Techno Solutions Private Limited. Actually, Wafer Chips Techno Solutions is a startup focused in developing socially relevant products in IoT health and healthcare sectors with a vision to enrich common man's life with the help of affordable technologies. Biocalculus and ambulatory cardiac monitor is one such product of us. It's a remote cardiac monitoring ecosystem which includes a single ECG device, a smartphone app, and a remote monitoring web dashboard. It helps the clinicians to procure and analyze the cardiac rhythm abnormalities outside the clinical environment, and it will take the pressure of clinicians and patients while enhancing the care to masses. So the problem we are addressing is that for patients with asymptomatic symptoms like syncope, palpitation, dizziness, etc., they need to be continuously monitored for a duration based on the symptom frequency of the patient. But our traditional solutions like halters and even recorders, etc., mostly fail to do this because of short duration of monitoring period, high cost, and poor patient compliance. This study says that about 70.3% of the asymptomatic arrhythmia could be missed with the 24-hour monitoring. We are trying to fill this gap in the cardiology segment. So our device, we are planning to change the 3-lead one-day monitoring to 1-lead long-term monitoring. Our device is very simple to use. The patient can attach the device onto our chest using adhesive electrode. The patient can download the BioCalculus app from the Play Store and configure the device and start recording. After the recording period ends, the patient itself can easily transfer the data to the smartphone without any expert technician and then to the cloud. In the cloud, our algorithm, AI algorithm will analyze the data and write a report, which will be then cross-checked by our clinicians and will send the report to the concerned cardiologist. So one of the use case of our product is one Mrs. Dhanlakshmi was presented to the cardiology OPD with intermittent chest pain. In 6-second rest ECG and echo, she was all right and then was undergone 24 hours Holter monitoring simultaneously with our device. The result was shown as VPC burden of 38% compared to 41% of Holters and trigeminy events are 675 against 674. So our device can detect more abnormalities in the long-term monitoring. The value proposition we are providing for 3 segments, that is hospitals, doctors, and patients. For hospitals, we will be providing more revenue with less capital cost, and the hospitals can care more number of people at lower cost. For doctors, they can improve their diagnostic, they can reach more number of patients, and easy cross verification of the data is available in their web dashboard itself. And for patients, they have more user convenience and this is affordable and this reduces the frequent hospital visits. And we are positioning our product as a bio-seal for the bottom of pyramid people. Our business strategy is B2B2C, that is through hospitals to cardiac patients. And we are focusing pay-per-use business model and with rupees 600 rupees per patient per day. The device cost is rupees 9,200. Currently, we are focusing on Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Maharashtra, and Karnataka market. The other verticals we are suitable are home care providers for testing the effectiveness of anti-arrhythmia drug and rehabilitation. And the customer segments we are focusing are general practitioners, hospitals, cardiologists, neurologists, and electrophysiologists. And we will be marketing through our partners, through direct sales, and through distributors. We are actually competing with event recorders, remote monitoring systems, halters, and external loop recorders. We are actually replacing the 3-channel one-day monitoring with 1-channel long-term monitoring in a convenient and easy way. Our device can easily switch the functionality between the halters, remote monitoring, and loop recorders. It will help us to cross the market barrier easily. And we are competing with event recorders like Sanket, external loop recorders like iRhythm, Pyotricity, etc., and halters like Cardiac Designs Lab and CHSC Health Watch. So the cases for our scalability are, since we are having a recurring revenue from analytics, we are covering the first BOM from the first sales itself. And the increasing incidence of cardiovascular diseases are increasing our market segment, and most of the segments are now focusing to change from CapEx to OpEx model. And so that is also a market entry for us. And for the affordable remote monitoring, we can serve more number of patients even in geriatrics care and cardiac rehabilitation purposes. And the other product in our pipeline, which is already pipeline, we are thinking of doing it for the COVID-19 patients with the help of Sri Chitra Institute of Medical Science. And for that, in the same device, it's like saturation of there will be bedside monitor and nursing station monitor so that the nurses can see all the vitals in their nursing room itself and can get alert whenever the values are exceeded from the threshold values. So till now, we have completed the engineering validation from Narayana Hridayalaya and clinical trials from Frontier Lifeline Hospital, Chennai. And we have got all the safety certifications and CRTI registration clinical trials and NOC from CDSU. And we have delivered so far 20 number of devices and analyzed around 100 plus subjects. And SEMS is our another IoT project. We have delivered around 1,000 devices so far for Asian Satellite Communication Limited. By 2020, our plan is for getting more certifications like CE or FDA for our product, and to integrate more vitals into the same product for inpatient monitoring and rehabilitation purposes. And this is our projected financial metrics. By 2020, we are focusing on selling to 1,000 units and for analytics, 250 analytics per day. And this is our team. Apart from me, we have an advisory board of Mr. Dr. K.M. Cherian, Dr. Rajan Joseph Manuran, and Mr. Hari Krishnan of Hashtag Ventures. And my husband, Ashwez Vijay, is the co-founder and CTO of our company. Reverend Dr. Abraham Mulamurthy, former chairman and CEO of Pushpagiri Hospital, is the director of the company. And Mr. Sujay G. Pillai, Dr. Sujay Renka, Mr. Suraj Mohan, Mr. Vishnu Pradeep, and Dr. Rohit Thomas are our other core team members. And apart from us, there are other 12 number of team members, which includes embedded developers and software developers, biomedical engineers, etc. We are supported by a startup mission, and we are incubated at Maker Village and Sri Chitra Institute of Medical Science. And we are funded by Vary Petroleum. And Narayana Hridayalaya and Frontier Lifeline Hospital are our clinical partners. Asian Satellite Communication is our client. So this is a cap table, existing cap table, and now we are looking for rupees 60 lakhs fund for R&D, certification, customer acquisition, production and operation. So far, we have not raised any equity raised funding, and we have got 1 CR grant from Bharat Petroleum and 12 lakhs grant from Kerala Startup Mission. Thank you.
Thanks, Sonia. You can now ask you. Wait for the questions.
Okay.
Investors, you can ask your questions here.
Sonia, what's the efficacy of the device? I mean, what accuracy do you stand at right now?
Almost during the clinical trials and during the deployment, we have got accuracy similar to Holter device itself.
No, but how do you measure that? I mean, there should be some percentage, right?
Yeah,
What is
so
the
about 95% accuracy we are getting.
And right now, the 20 devices that you delivered
Yeah.
to hospitals, I'm guessing.
Pardon?
These have been delivered to the hospital or to clinics?
Both hospitals and clinics.
How many hospitals?
Hospitals around 18 and 2 clinics, including a neurologist clinic and cardiologist clinic.
And have they bought the device, or you done a more like a pilot right now?
Around 5 hospitals, we have done pilot demo. What we have given the free samples. The rest they have paid, and we are waiting for signing the purchase order from other 8 hospitals. Then the corona situation came, and it's under processing only.
So the 13 who paid have paid 9,200.
Yeah, some have paid 9,200, and some are paying for the reports.
So the report is 600 rupees per patient per day.
Yeah.
And you've been doing this for how long? I mean, when did you start selling the device?
But we started selling by November 2019.
Others, please go ahead, ask questions if you have.
So can you just, I think I missed some portion, explain the competition and why are you better?
Yeah.
So you can share the screen.
Yeah, one second. Hello?
Please go ahead.
Yeah. Can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Though it's, I can see multiple layers. I don't know if there's some problem.
You have to select the presentation.
Yeah. So we can categorize our product as a Holter device, as an event recorder, and as an external loop recorder. So for we have competitors from all these segments. Like for event recorders, we have competitors like AliveCore from USA and Sanket from India. Holters, we have competitor from Cardiac Designs Lab from India and CHSE HealthWatch from USA. And external loop recorders, we have competitors from USA. Not in India, nobody is using external loop recorders. So the main uniqueness we have is we have the entire ecosystem, like from the hardware device, mobile app, and web dashboard, remote AI-based remote monitoring web dashboard. We have the our own software and algorithms. The other holters and other devices are using a common software to analyze all those data, but we are using our own AI-based algorithm and remote monitoring platform, and we can integrate other devices also to our platform. So, and the another thing is the pricing model. The others are bit costlier, and the US-based products are not much affordable in Indian scenario. And the business model is also different because the other for the other competitors, the main business model is for example, CHSE HealthWatch. Their CHSE HealthWatch person have to come to patient's home to attach the device, and after the monitoring period, the patient has to mail that device to the CHSE office, or otherwise the CHSE person will come and collect that device and then analyze and generate the report. But in our case, no expert technician or other manpower is required for data device attachment and data retrieval and uploading. The patient itself can attach the device and can upload and send the data to our cloud. So extra manpower is not required, and we have our own indigenous platform.
Okay, great. Thanks. I think that was good.
Pardon?
Thanks.
Okay.
So, any more questions? Yeah, Vishesh was asking. He's from Special Invest.
Okay.
What does your product roadmap look like? I may have missed the clinical approval, but does this need DGCA or CE?
So far, we have the DGCA approval, and we have completed the trials also. CTRI registered engineering validation and clinical trials, and we are in the process of publishing that journal, clinical trial journal. This device, so far, it is there is no requirement for CE or FDA in India, and but we are in the process of applying for the CE marking, because since the regulations are changing day by day, sooner they will ask for CE marking for medical devices, especially cardiac devices. So we are in the process of that. Currently, there is no mandatory for the CE marking. We have all the safety certificates and approvals from the government for marketing.
Okay. And there are other entrepreneurs who are asking questions. If you have an IoT API, we can collaborate with our unique ID to reserve the date in medical records. I mean, Mr. Jayagar was asking. If you need, I can connect you with them offline.
Okay.
And I think there is one more question.
What's the cost of making the device?
BOM around 3,500.
3,500.
Yeah.
That's your landing cost.
Yes. For big hospitals like Apollo and all, we have because some big hospitals are asking for one-time payment. Like they are not interested in this pay-per-use model because they have their own technicians for Holter analysis. They wish to utilize that manpower for analysis of our data. For them, we have one-time purchase plan. For that, the entire software and device platform will be given for them for around 70,000 rupees.
So, another question from Mr. Krishnan of Anku Capital
Okay.
is asking you about your background and experience.
Yeah, I am basically a postgraduate in electrical and electronics engineering, and I have 4 years of experience as an assistant professor in an engineering college. And after that, I have left that job and started this company in 2016.
Great. I think that's the questions. And one more question.
Okay.
How much will it cost to get CE and FDA approval? Would you like to raise more money to accelerate this as well as to get to the market? The same question is from Mr. Krishnan.
Yeah, for CE marking, we are expecting around 7 to 8 months for getting the CE marking. Actually, we are looking for 60 lakhs to 2 CR of funding for better scaling.
Okay. So what is the and the next question is what is the size of the halter market in India? Are there markets from your product abroad?
Yeah, we have the market opportunity globally. Uh, uh, in mo- uh, in India, particularly, we have in India and other low-income countries, we have the good market because these type of affordable devices will be suitable for low-income or developing countries like India. And the market opportunity is that every hospital in India where there is a cardiology department or neurology department, there must be a Holter device. Because of the high cost of these Holter devices, most of the hospitals are not procuring enough devices. Some hospitals are not having Holter devices, even though they have cardiology department, and some are having only 1 or 2 devices, maximum 2 devices. But the demand is very high. The patient has to wait for around 2 weeks to 4 months for getting this Holter diagnosis. So that gap can be bridged by our device.
What's the
Okay.
price of a Holter device otherwise in the market?
In the market, the price of Holter is from 50,000 to 3 lakhs.
Also,
Okay.
Mr. Krishnan wants to understand if there is any background in AI, artificial intelligence.
For me,
Yeah, I think so.
yeah, I don't have any particular specialization in AI, but we have a good team. We have 18 members of team. From that, around 3 are working purely on AI, data scientist, and we have external expert help also.
Great. So what I will now do is I'll connect you to the investors offline. We can should now move on to the next page.
Okay.
Thank you, Sonia. Thank you so much.
Thank you for everyone.
So the next pitch is by Dr. Prasoon of the 4D. Prasoon, are you able to
Rustic.
hear? Yes.
Rustic.
Yeah.
One question. The last deal, which was Lit Technology app, how much were they looking to raise? I forgot to ask them that.
Just a second. Parag, are you able to hear? Can you just check the pitch deck? Parag, you're not audible. Sandra, I'll answer that question. Just 1 second. So Sandra, I'll let you know that separately, or I mean after this call, and I'll try to connect you with him.
Okay, okay, okay.
Sorry,
Thanks.
that the next pitch is by Dr. Prasoon. I'll play the pitch video. Prasoon, are you able to hear me? Your microphone is turned off. You can click the button on the top. On the top of the window, there is a button. Adjacent to that camera button.
Now can you hear me?
Yes, yes, yes. I'll
Yeah,
play your pitch video, and then you can have the question from the.
sure, sure.
Hi, I'm Dr. Prasoon. Let me introduce you to Doctory. It's doctors for everybody in short. We make consulting doctors simple and easy. Did you know that 75% of outpatient conditions can be treated online? Using our platform, doctors will ask you the right question, examine you remotely, send for investigations, and finally give you a prescription. The best part is that you can talk to a multi-specialty doctor sitting in the comforts of your home anytime. How many times have you heard stories of late diagnosis? If the patient was able to consult a doctor early enough, the huge treatment expenses could have been avoided. Early diagnosis has such an important role in modern medicine, and in some cases, it can even save your life. Forget about the hassle of booking appointments and then traveling to the hospital and then waiting at the hospital along with other patients who are coughing and sneezing. These thoughts are the reasons why most persons procrastinate when it comes to doctor consultations. Getting second opinions from doctors is out of the picture, even among the educated population. That's why at Dawfuri, we dream of an India where everyone should be 100% sure about the treatment they get. Everyone should get a second doctor opinion. None should regret on missing out an early diagnosis. And nobody should waste money on repeating expensive tests simply because they lost or misplaced their medical records. And this is our mission and vision too. What are the problems that Dawsari can solve? Due to COVID, everyone is now aware of the high shortage of doctors in India when compared to other countries. One doctor should provide care to a maximum of 1,000 patients in India. When it comes to health, everyone has a say on it, from your friends, the parents' advice, and even asking the pharmacy guy for medicines. The bundle of misinformation doesn't end there. From WhatsApp to Instagram and unreliable blogs, the information available on the internet can easily make you confused. Just think about the days when you had to take leave from work just to consult a doctor. Have you ever thought about the time and money wasted? Coming to the availability of doctors, you will know it better if you're a parent. Just imagine how difficult it will be to consult a pediatrician at 2 a.m. in the morning when your child is running a fever. It's the same situation on holidays. Nowhere will you be able to find a specialty doctor. Most person Googles first and tries to find a home remedy. When that fails, or unless the situation becomes an emergency, the doctor consultation is postponed. When it comes to doctors, they have no clue on how to use telemedicine the right way, the way Niti Aayog and Medical Council of India recommends, and that too without compromising on revealing their privacy. Now, I will tell you how Dofuri is solving these problems. Using our platform, doctors create their own online clinics. And since doctors from all over India can join, we are able to provide 24/7 online doctor consultations. There is no need to travel, no need to book appointments, and no need to wait in the hospital. It is by far the best possible way to see doctors in the post COVID world. Second opinions from a single doctor and even a group of doctors is now possible easily. Imagine getting a surgical oncologist, a medical oncologist, and a radiation oncologist joining together to give you the best possible advice for your cancer treatment. You should download the Dofuri app to experience the power of doctors in your pocket. It is convenient, secure, and affordable. Coming to our product line, apart from giving individual consultations using high quality video call, audio call, and real time chat, Dofuri can also provide group consultations with multiple doctors at the same time. the son or daughter who is living abroad will now be able to talk to their parents' doctor in a group call. Dofuri will be useful for most of the palliative care institutions and old age homes because most of them will have difficulty in walking around. That's where we are trying to bring in our monthly and annual subscription packages. It will work on the concept of concierge medicine, where the person has to pay a retainer to get enhanced care from the primary care doctor. With our online courses for doctors, we are enabling them to use telemedicine the right way. Our courses are designed in such a way that they meet the new regulations of telemedicine published in March 25th, 2020, and doctors are even ready to pay a one-time fee for joining this course. Coming to the market segment, any health conscious smartphone user in the post COVID world will be our user in India. And we are targeting on new parents, women's health, child health, skin and sexual problems, old age homes. I will tell you some numbers. Healthcare market in India is a $280 billion market. Most of the smartphone users in India are from Kerala. How Dofuri works? You just have to install the app, choose the right doctor, make the payment, and the doctor will call you back within 30 minutes. Coming to our business model, for each consultation, doctor gets the major chunk, that is 74%. This is a large difference when compared to our competitors like Practo, who are giving only 45% to the doctors. And that's why doctors love Dofuri. And they give us back by referring their own patients to use Dofuri. Our subscription packages starts at 599 Indian rupees, which is best in the sector considering the unlimited consultations.
12 o'clock.
And when it comes to doctors, they will be charged a premium for getting the online telemedicine course. Our competition includes all hospitals, clinics, and some of the apps like DocSap, Practo, Librate, etc. But Dofuri is different and better. We provide granular access of patient data. That is, patients can decide who sees what. The complete control of data is with the patient. This is unique and we are making it future proof. With packages for medical services like adoption, premarital counseling from sexual medicine practitioners, which are available in no other hospitals and other apps. Using group consultations with multiple doctors, patients can get the best possible treatment advice when it comes to conditions such as cancers and coronary artery diseases. This is also unique and the first in India. The whole concept of Dofuri was designed by doctors, developed by doctors, and more than a business model, we consider giving it a patient first model. With international standards like ICD 11 and SNOMED CT integration, we are making Dofuri future proof. Let me tell you the impact of COVID 19 on Dofuri. We experienced 5 times increase in paid consultations, 150% rise in revenue. We have done 100 free consultations for COVID related questions. And we have seen 3 times rise in the number of doctor registrations. Coming to our milestones, we have more than 5,000 app installs, 10,000 plus users and followers across all social medias, 150% increase in revenue since COVID 19, and 200 plus doctor registrations are pending activations. And we have achieved this within 8 months, and that too with our limited resources. Coming to our roadmap, we have Dofuri 2.0 and iPhone app coming late this year, subscription packages, wearable apps, certifications, including HIPAA compliance, are planned to be launched in the coming few years. And we are also trying to tie up with the laboratories in the next 2 years. We have a passionate team. Dr. Sanu can code, and he's also the CTO. We have 4 developers and a marketing manager. Coming to the investment required, we are trying to raise 48 lakhs in the first year and a total of 196 lakhs over 3 years. We will be utilizing this fund for hiring 24/7 in-house doctors, developers for digital media marketing, SEO, influencers, courses, and integrating more certifications. So why should you invest now? COVID-19 has taught us several lessons. It has forced persons to consult doctors from their home, whether it is a lockdown or not. It has also helped Dofuri to cut down on the marketing expenses. And sadly, the impact of COVID 19 on our world will stay for many years to come. Smartphone users are rising, and with 5G on the horizon, Dofuri has only one direction to go, and that is upwards. That's it. Thank you. I'll be happy to answer any questions that you have now.
Thanks, Praful. I think the can now
Yeah, sure. Questions are welcome.
Where are you based?
We are in Calicut. We are incubated in Mobile 10X in Calicut, Kerala.
So your subscription-based model is with whom? I mean, who's subscribing for it? Consumer or the doctors?
Right now, we haven't launched the subscription packages. We have just designed it. It is meant for both the patients and the doctors.
No, who's gonna pay for it? Who's gonna pay for it?
Individuals.
You can't go B2B and you can't. I mean, you'll go one way, right? I mean, B2B
No,
or B2C.
only B2C model. Patients only. The patients who wants unlimited consultation, we are getting so many requests and questions for subscription packages from multiple specialty doctors, and that's why we designed it. But we haven't launched that service right now.
You mentioned some numbers, 150% growth, but what is the base
Yes.
of what is the growth on? Can you give some numbers, number of consultations, revenue?
Yeah, sure. The number of consultations that we did in March was close to 50 paid consultations, and in April we did 200. And that doesn't include free consultations. And we had done it only by spending very little resources on marketing. We are spending only 20,000 per month.
And where were these patients from?
Most of them from all over India, and only few persons from Kerala.
And the doctors?
Doctors, most of the doctors are from Kerala, but we have doctor registrations from across India. Right now, we have 50 doctors who have enabled across 20 specialties. But yeah, we have like 200 doctor registrations which are pending. We have not been able to verify them and activate their account. We are trying to bring in more patients first.
And what happens? I see a doctor in Delhi and there is a need to consult, where there's a physical need, then it becomes difficult.
Yeah, that's all clearly mentioned in the new regulations that has come, that has been published last month. If the doctor feels that the patient should be physically examined, he should definitely ask the patient to consult a local doctor, a physician, attend a clinic, and then see that report in order to assess the patient's condition in a better way.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Mr. Krishnan from Angu Capital joined. Sir, would you like to ask him?
Hi, sorry, I got logged off for a bit, so I don't know if this was already answered.
Okay.
What's the, is the doctor, free to set their own pricing, or do you have some kind of a pricing model for different specialities?
So the doctor is free to set his own pricing for the different types of communications. Each doctor can set their own fee for video call, chat, and audio call. And from all those consultations, we take only 26%. That is from individual consultations. For group consultations, we haven't decided the price yet. It is going to be launched next year only.
Okay. And, is there some kind of a, EMR or data when the doctor starts to chat with the patient? Can they already have some data about the patient that has been entered in either by the patient or, how does this work?
Right now, we are collecting the data in such a way that World Health Organization asks each and every hospital to collect the data. That's how we are doing it. We have integrated ICD-11. That means the doctor can tag each and every symptom to a specific diagnosis. So in the future, if we want to get data about a specific condition, you just have to search for that diagnosis, and we'll get a list of all the patients who are suffering from those conditions. It is written in HIPAA compliance and HLA 7. That draft is not be, that is still a draft in India, but it is expected to be launched very soon.
Right. I think my question was more around if I am dialing in for a consultation, right?
Yes.
Do I have to sort of start from scratch of explaining all my symptoms to the doctor, etc., or am I entering in all of that data? And similarly, if I'm coming in for a repeat consultation, does the doctor
Yes.
already have my records? Whether it was with the same doctor, whether it was some other specialist, is all of that information available in the system for the doctor to review before they
Yes.
actually start the consult?
Yeah, I can answer that. That depends on the patient. The patient is having the power on what to disclose to the doctor. He can either disclose the information about the previous doctor consultation to the new doctor. If a patient is seeing the doctor for the first time, then the patient can either disclose the previous prescriptions, or he can start it from scratch and send all the symptoms and all, give all the information. Everything is decided by the patient.
Okay. And is there a particular time limit for a consultation?
Right now, we haven't restricted any. We haven't implemented any restrictions, but we are planning to make each consultation, particularly audio and video call, to a maximum of 15 minutes.
Okay, sure. And I might have missed this, but what is your go-to-market strategy for getting patients?
We are right now doing only digital media marketing, running ads on Google. We have a YouTube channel, and we are getting invitations from all this across social medias. We are running only Google ads and Facebook ads.
Okay, thank you.
Right. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, sir. And we will now move on to the next pitch.
Sure.
So we will connect you offline. Thank you.
Okay.
So the next pitch is by movie previously. So I'll play the pitch video here. Later on, you can have the founder. The founder will be joining soon. So the next pitch is by movie previously. So I'll play the pitch video here. Later on, you can have the founder will be joining soon. It's by movie previously. So I'll play the pitch video here. Later on, you can have the founder will be joining soon. Sorry, I'll refresh that video. I mean, I think the mic was on mute. I'll begin it afresh.
This is Atul from Movie Premier League, India's first fantasy gaming
Hope the audio
platform
is
for
visible
movie
now.
lovers.
Audio
There
is
are more than 256
okay
million
now.
moviegoers in India, out of which about 90% are active YouTube users. That is, they spend their time in YouTube to watch new movie releases, new song releases, trailers, teasers, etc. So the problem that we found is that these people don't have a monetary benefit from the passion for movies. They spend money from their pockets, they spend their time in YouTube, but they are not getting anything for that. We provide them a platform to earn from their knowledge and skills in movies. There are two formats in which they can put their skills and knowledge in movies to use: Video League and Gaming League.
In each game, you can fill 8 screens of your movie Premier League playlist from a list of YouTube videos using 1000 credits. Set a tiebreaker by estimating the views of the video provided. While selecting, tap on the View button to watch and know more details about the video. After creating your playlist, choose from the list of cash contests and join the contest you like. The number of views each video featured on the screen gets on YouTube during the contest is divided by its credits to get points for that particular screen. Points of all the screens of a playlist is added together to form a score for that game. Once the game starts, you can see your rank in the contest leaderboard. That's all. Watch and earn with Movie Premier League, India's first online fantasy platform for movies.
In Gaming League, there are also cash-based contests, and we provide 3 types of games, that is picture puzzle, yes or no questions, and multiple choice questions. A user can select industry preferences. We are having currently 4 industries: Mollywood, Collywood, Bollywood, and Hollywood. The questions will be based on the industry preferences. The faster they answer the questions, the more score they get. The leaderboard will be published, and the corresponding prizes will be distributed to their wallets. The user can withdraw it to their Paytm wallet anytime they prefer. In India, there are more than 1,000 movie releases in a year, which is 2 times that of the American counterpart, Hollywood, which is equal to millions of potential customers for us. The number of the internet users through mobile phones, and the trending usage of mobile applications are a plus point for us. Our initial target is 1 lakh users who are already used to the format of fantasy gaming. We plan on targeting the users from already existing platforms such as Dream 11 and Mobile Premier League. Here is our revenue model. In cash-based contests, 80% of the total entry fee will be distributed as cash prizes. 20% of the total entry fee will be taken as a platform fee for our services. We also have options for sponsored content, in-app purchases, and brand integration. We had released Movie Premier League in November 2019. Currently, we are at 15,000 plus users. This is how we plan to reach our next target, that is 1 lakh consistent users. Out of the total funding, 50% of it will be used for cash bonuses and referrals. 36% of it will be used for resources such as infrastructure, working capital, etc. And 14% will be used for ads and promotions. At the stage when we reach 1 lakh consistent users, 10 rupees per user gives 1.3 lakhs per day, which accounts to 13% profit. This is our team. Myself, Atul, and my friends Deepak and Ranjit started this company. And the 3 employees that we have, Samaluddin, Liju, and Rajesh, are our colleagues in the previous company that we used to work. I'm having an experience of 4 years as a software engineer in various reputed companies. My co-founder, Mr. Ranjit, worked as an IT manager in MK Silks. Mr. Deepak is an exceptional designer with his experience of 6 years. I would like to wind up my pitch thanking Kerala Startup Mission and all the investors in the network for the valuable time. Thank you.
So now the investors can ask the questions. Atul, a founder of Movie Premiers League, is online. Atul, can you hear me?
Yes, yes. Am I audible?
Yes, yes. Sandra, would you like to ask some questions?
Cash-based contest.
Yeah, so you said that you have about 15,000 users till date, right?
Yes, yes.
How many active users in the month of Jan, Feb, and March? Can you give me a number on that?
Okay.
Or say March, how many users, and Jan, how many users?
January we had online users up to 250, and from February onwards it increased because we released the quiz in February. By the end of February we released quiz. So after that we got almost 450 users daily. Now since this COVID, we are having a slight reduction because we used to roll our funds from the external projects that we had. So all those were hardware projects. So we kind of had a funding issue with that. And currently we are at 200 to 250 users daily.
So January 250 users per day, were you saying, or the whole month of Jan?
Per day, per day.
And where did you get your fee from?
Pardon?
So to run the contest, you said there's some external funding that you take, right? What is that about?
No, we started the company in 2018, and we got a initial seed fund at the early stage from our friends and family, and we released the product in November 2019. So we used the funds for marketing and all till date, and initial product was pivoted to become this movie Premier League that is now. So we are having external works that are related to hardware. We give them software services, and since the COVID-19 lockdown, the funds from there are blocked. So currently we are at a financial crisis right now.
What's the entry barrier? What's unique about it? I mean, I'm still trying to figure that out.
Okay, in Video League, the thing is, this concept is never implemented in India. This is the first time such an application is released in India, wherein a user can create their own multiplex theaters in their phones, and no other application is giving anything back for the passion for movie. Like all of us are interested in movies, we spend time in movies, and what we do is actually our application is B2C. What we do is we take the marketing money from the movie producers and we deliver them to the customers. That is, we give them give the marketing funds from the movie producers. We take it from them, we advertise their movies in our platform, like we feature their song releases, video releases, etc. in the videos that we put up in the Video League. And we also provide them an option to release their own quizzes in our platform, so that the people who only saw the movies can answer the questions. So the prize money is given as real cash and even book my show coupons, tickets, etc.
So, how many projects have you launched on the platform till date?
We haven't released any till now. We are planning to release that only after reaching 1 lakh consistent users.
So, the users who are coming for the Video League,
yes,
you said you have 4 different categories. What is the split between Bollywood, Hollywood, Mollywood?
Pardon, I didn't get you, sir.
The users, 15,000 users that you have on the platform,
yes,
would be a mix of different genres, right? And some people would like Bollywood, some would
yes,
like Hollywood.
yes, yes.
So, what is that is working for you? What is not working for you?
Okay, currently the thing is, in order to make this a skill-based game, we have introduced a credit system and in Video League. That is, for filling their screens with YouTube videos, they need to analyze something and get the best videos that will perform in the coming days based on the credits that they have, because the most performing videos will be having higher credits, so they can add those only once. So this credit system is there. And as far as it takes, it needs a little amount of analysis to assign credits to these videos. So in Video League, we have only enabled Hollywood. I mean Bollywood. All India, it is enabled in Video League, and for the quizzes and puzzles, we have industry-wise questions. In Video League, it is total trending videos in India. It accommodates all the industries.
And what was the gaming league about? Can you just repeat that once again?
Actually, gaming league is about playing quizzes and puzzles based on movies.
Oh, okay.
There are 3 types of quizzes. One is picture puzzle, one is yes or no, and one is multiple choice.
Yeah, I remember now. Okay, I'm done with questions. Others, please, if you have any.
Thanks, Andrew. Others, if you want to ask questions, please. So we will move on to the next page. Adul, thank you so much. We will connect the investors offline.
Okay, thank you.
As the time is limited, we will move on to the next pitch.
Okay.
The next one is Care Pact. Mr. Joseph, founder of Care Pact, will join soon. I'll start the pitch video right now.
Good morning. I'm Joseph Parathingal, founder of CarePack. We are a B2B2C healthcare supply chain enabler providing services to various nodes in the healthcare value chain, including hospitals, retail medical shops, distributors, super stockists, and manufacturers. We offer supply chain management as a service, enabling higher profitability to our customers by optimizing their supply chain. Let us consider just one node in the value chain, a small and medium hospital or a retail pharmacy store owner. We will look at their problems and explain how we are helping them. Unlike the corporate hospital chains like Apollo, Fortress, or Max, who claim bulk order discounts in the range of 15 to 25% on pharmaceutical products and up to 40% discounts on medical devices, equipments, consumables, and all other products they buy, the small and medium retailers do not enjoy such profit margins. Similarly, SMEs cannot afford advanced supply chain management tools or resources to manage their inventories efficiently, resulting in frequent overstock, dead stock, and understock issues impacting their bottom line. As already operating efficiently, let us consider just one node in the value chain, a small and medium hospital or a retail pharmacy store owner. We will look at their problems and explain how we are helping them. Unlike the corporate hospital chains like Apollo, Fortress, or Max, who claim bulk order discounts in the range of 15 to 25% on pharmaceutical products and up to 40% discounts on medical devices, and all other products they buy, the small and medium retailers do not enjoy such profit margins. Similarly, SMEs cannot afford advanced supply chain management overstock, dead stock, and understock issues impacting their bottom line. As already mentioned,
Hello. Hello. Joseph, is it audible to you? You should turn on the mic. It's on the top of the window.
Yeah, it's on
So
now.
the connection got an issue. I mean, I'll play the video.
Okay.
Involved in purchasing inventory management and payment processing for our retailers using our unique algorithmic procurement solution. For a retail store, our group buying helps them to buy products at a discounted rates. Our data-driven algorithms optimize their inventories, eliminating stock outs, dead stock, and overstock scenarios. And we also provide supply chain financing to enhance their profitability. Our proven model has helped our retail customers realize up to 30% higher profitability, reduce their working capital requirement by half, and improve staff utilization by 60%. Similarly, another use case is the major super stockist in Kerala. We work as a supply chain backbone for them to enable their B2C e-commerce platform. The COVID-19 pandemic has opened up an opportunity for hyperlocal delivery channels. We provided a robust supply chain and technology infrastructure for them to roll out their hyperlocal delivery service, allowing them to directly sell to their end customers. When you look at the business model, we mainly have two revenue streams. One is a commission on sales from the seller, and the second one is a monthly subscription fee from the customer for the supply chain optimization services that we provide. Regarding the competitive landscape, as you can see, there are a few SaaS solutions and marketplaces in the healthcare B2B space, but there are hardly few players who provide comprehensive procure-to-pay solution, product data management, supply chain optimization, and 4PL services like we do. To top it, none of the competitors provide a seamless payment capabilities as well. Currently, at a scale-up stage, we have paying customers along with 150 plus signed up retail customers in our network. We also have an all Kerala supply network, 60,000 serviceable products in our catalog, including medicines, surgical products, consumables, lab, medical devices, veterinary products, and stationery. Banking partnerships, logistic partners, channel partners with over 12,000 retail pharmacies and 800 plus hospital customer base. With respect to our financials, even with a conservative estimate, we foresee a significant growth potential. We are now seeking to raise a 2.5 crore funding to support our acceleration for the next 18 months. Finally, the team. We are currently a 19-member team incubating at Kerala Startup Mission Kochi. As you can see, we have assembled team members with diverse background, relevant experience, and qualifications from most prominent schools in the world. With that, I would like to conclude and would be happy to answer any questions you may have.
Okay, now we will move on to the questions. Investors, founder Mr. Joseph is online. You can please have your questions.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes.
Since the COVID pandemic, we have also started working with multiple small ERP or e-commerce solution providers, supporting them with our supply chain and technology. They can quickly roll out their shops using Shopify's or Magento and start selling products.
Sandro, would you want to ask some questions?
So right now, what's the current traction?
Yeah, so as I mentioned in the pitch, we have already signed up 150 plus multiple districts. But since the COVID, we are not able to supply to our B2B customers. But parallelly, we started our B2C solutions where we are currently serving in Ernakulam and Thrissur districts. So with respect to our hospitals, we already have more than 15 hospitals signed up, but only 2 are paying for the time being, because we are working with on the integration side. So once that is sorted out, we will be able to start selling to them as well.
Mr. Krishnan, sir, would you like to ask some questions?
Yeah, just maybe on the on the pharmacy side, I think I missed the number. Was that 155?
Yeah, so it's actually over 170 retail customers who have signed up, and we already have the payment solutions enabled for over 30 retailers.
So 30 are the paying ones.
Yeah,
where the integration is happening.
so they were ready to pay, and they were able to. But with COVID coming in place, we have the courier services, the 3PL operations are not operational right now. So we hope to resume services post 3rd. So tomorrow onwards, we should be able to start serving to our B2B customers.
And with the pharmacies, what are the payment terms?
We work as a purchasing department, right? So we give them multiple options, and they can pick the best options available, considering cash on delivery as well as credit terms. So obviously, cash and carry is much efficient and most profitable for our customers, and we also help implement just in time. So I can just share an example where we have actually achieved working capital by 1/3. So this is one wherein their average inventory hold is about 2.5 months worth of. Since we started serving them, we were able to reduce that to about 1/3 or 1/4 their inventory requirement.
Okay, thank you.
Joseph,
For hospital?
Yeah.
Sorry, come again?
How much time do you take to sign up a hospital, onboard a hospital?
So it usually takes about 15 days to 1.5 months. So there are 2 elements needed to get onboarded. One is the integration. So we already have about 15 technology channel partners who already have APIs built. So with those partners, the technology component is very minimal, maybe a couple of days. But we also need a solution implemented. So that would take about 3 weeks time. So we see usually once the hospital agreed to start working with us, probably about 1.5 months.
And what's the credit cycle with the hospital?
Sorry, come again?
Is there a credit cycle with the hospital?
Yeah, that's right. So we help them implement just in time as well as the cash and carry model. The main problems that we have identified in hospitals as well as the retail stores is they even though they have a credit cycle, they also hold a lot more inventory than that's required. So if you look at the balance sheet, one side we have the accounts payable, and the other side we have what we say the inventories. So we reduce both sides, enabling them to be more efficient in their cash cycles. And on top of that, we provide enable them to buy products at a much higher discounts than they usually, which is very attractive to our customers.
Okay, got it. Thanks.
So again, that is it takes time. So we work with our customers to get it done in the 6 to 8 months time.
Rusty, I'm done.
Thank you, Sandra. I mean, sir, Krishnan sir, have you heard his answer on the previous question?
Yes, I was able to. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Joseph. We'll connect everyone offline.
Sounds good.
And we have to now move on to the next pitch.
Sure. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So the next pitch is from Active Logica. I'll play the pitch video. The founder will join soon.
Good day, everybody. This is Jane Jacob, founder and chief executive officer of Active Logica Life Science Innovations Private Limited. Our focus is in fitness and wellness industry. We are disrupting the $2 billion fitness industry in India because the traditional fitness centers are struggling right now. And even before that, we have created this product FitNot because we understand that this is one of the industry which lacks technologically advanced training methods or solutions. We can see a lot of B2C players right now, including many of those you know, but the problem with that is they don't have a B2B2C option, but we do have. That means we can onboard big numbers of fitness centers in India and abroad. The biggest problem that any fitness industry is facing right now is most of the trainers are working based on guesswork. Reason, they don't have any logging mechanism to record the customer's progress. Second thing is there is no integrations with the healthcare verticals or vitals. So that is a big problem because you don't know, even though if you're providing a lot of workouts to the customer, you don't know which one works better for him. So right now, almost all customers are focused on customizable solutions or personalized solutions. FitNot is capable of delivering that. If this is not available with the current scenario, we know that 67% of customer that is going to fitness center are not happy. Those who are taking a personal training are pretty happy because they are getting a customized solution for working out. The biggest solution that is offered by the FitNot is unique programming. The biggest USP is the unique programming, and that is focused on all ages. We have integrations with the wearables, data analytics, which gives better customer insights. Based on that, you can derive customized programs for your customer for better results. FitNot is not just a mobile application. We do have a cloud application. We do have a mobile application. So this both works hand in hand, which makes it as a platform. So the fitness centers will have a cloud platform to load what all things that they're doing there, including the facilities they're providing out there, the kind of workouts that a customer can do there. So they can basically create a virtual gym. And using the mobile app, a customer will be able to see what all workouts have been assigned to him, and he can monitor the progress. And with analytics from data from various physical activities will be integrated in that to show the progress or how fast he is achieving the goals, or is there any requirement to change his workouts or plans to achieve the goal in short time. The biggest relevance of FitNote is because there is a big adaptation of it, because most of the young crowd are depending upon a wearable or personalized data tracking devices. You need a right platform to integrate this. Otherwise, you will be in a pool of data which cannot be used, which is not useful for you. So you need integration with almost all activities that you're doing on a day. What you're doing in a fitness center or other physical activities that you're doing at home or even jogging, everything has to be integrated. Then only you'll be able to derive better outcome. Also, if a trainer is capable of delivering 10 customers with FitNote, he can deliver up to 100. So that means you can bring down the cost. So it is not just the case of FitNote. Any manual process, when it is converted into an automatic process, there is a lot of cost advantages that can be passed on to the customer. So it becomes a personalized training will be more and more affordable. I know everybody will prefer a personalized training over generic training because of the motivation levels as well as better outcome and results. This is how a FitNote training system works. You have the programming section, you have the wearables integration, you have the data analytics and technology, you have the healthcare data. So integration with all these verticals give definitely a better experience to the customer. That will help the stickiness of the customer to a particular business. Onboarding a customer to a FitNote is very easy, and this is how it works. Because when a customer is onboarded, he will go through assessments. Then the training modules will be assigned to him, and the trainer will be able to review the results and data. And based on that, another assessment will be done, and training modules will be assigned to him. So this goes like a cycle. So every cycle will give you better outcomes. So this is an integrated training experience, which will be something great for the customer to achieve his goals. As far as the revenue stream is concerned, we have different revenue streams, including the training fees, online mentoring, data analytics. These are just what we are seeing right now, but there are a lot of numerous opportunities to monetize the experience apart from the training fees. Because when you get to use the system, you'll be having more and more requirements. We are also planning to integrate a wellness question into it. So that is going to be something exciting. The market size that we are catering right now, because this is before the pandemic, but after the pandemic, we are getting calls from a lot of fitness centers because how they can go online, because they started believing that just an offline training is not good enough. You need to have an online platform as well, because most of the customers does have a concern over a pandemics, or social distancing is something that became a behavior pattern for many of the customers they have. So I know the market size is going to be huge, but this is before the pandemic. We are planning, the SOM is around 500 centers, SAM is around 2000 centers, and it's really exciting when you get into the PA, it's around 25,000 centers. This calculation is just based on the fitness centers. There is more exciting things I will add when I show you the current clientele we have. FitNote, definitely we cannot compare FitNote with the current application that is available in the market based on the revenue generation, because we are on the early stages. But if you are comparing the platform, flexibility, adaptability, and scalability, there is no comparison with other products, because they are just focused on fitness. And FitNote is highly customizable, highly flexible, highly adaptable. The current customers are a mix of both fitness centers as well as sports training centers. So I just want to show you this clientele because we want to give you an overall idea about how well it is, how flexible our platform is, and how scalable it is. So if you're I have just shown you the kind of revenue that we can generate, even if we just focus on fitness centers, or if you're focusing on the sports training academies, it is going to be much bigger. very bigger. It's really exciting. I just quickly go through this, right? Because awards organization, I could only pull out few, but there are many others that is already there on the list, which I don't want to list it here. But still, we have been recognized thanks to Kerala State Startup Mission, Kerala State Industrial Development Corporation, and Microsoft for trusting our idea. Our team is the right mixture of both technical expertise as well as entrepreneurial expertise. And most of the startups, we can see that how we differ is the kind of experience that we bring in. Almost every core team member is having an experience more than 10 to 12 years, which will definitely help the company when you think about the scalability factor. Thank you so much. Have a good day.
Thank you. Now Mr. Jain Jacob is online for having the questions. Investors can please go ahead with the questions right now. Then you can introduce yourselves and answer to the question. Is it audible, Jain? Can you please refresh your web page? It's not audible to us.
Click on the mic option.
We will just wait for 1 minute for him to join. I think there is a connectivity issue. We will move on to the next pitch, which is from Express Base. I'll play the pitch video here. We'll move on to the next one for the time being. He'll rejoin after a few minutes. The next pitch is from Express Base.
Hi, myself Ahmad. I'm the CTO of Express Base. We are working in the internal process automation domain. This is a sample timeline of conventional application development. Here on day one, requirement gathering starts. Around day 30, that will be complete and the actual development will start. By day 100, maybe we will have an MVP, a minimum viable product with limited features. There are lots of problems with this model of development. For the business, the main problems are the longer waiting time and the higher cost involved. Also, they'll have frequent change requests, and each of these requests will have to go through the same model. This situation is also very challenging for the developers where they have time and cost sensitive clients. Also, because of the nature of the development, as it is a high resource intensive and dependent exercise. On top of that, because of the frequent change request, the developer have to build an ever evolving software. What we propose is a software to build software, where the developer will have all the right tools to build a really complex application without doing much of the heavy lifting and simply focusing on the business logic. So here, as you can see, he can simply drag and drop fields to create a form and the rest will be taken care. With this model, the developer can start developing or prototyping from day one. And because of that, on day 30, the business will have a beta version in their hands. By day 100, they will be reaping the ROI return on investment. This model is known as RAD, Rapid Application Development. More recently, this domain is also being referred to as low-code application development. According to Gartner, in 2024, 65% of all application development will be on low-code platforms. And the automation itself is evolving, contrary to the older days of monolithic applications. Nowadays, every business is in need of different kinds of applications, like web applications, mobile applications, RPA, robotic process automation, and of course, IoT applications. I'll share one or two use cases as to how Express-based platform is used by our customers. Here, KSM is an organization with an IT team, and they have lots of processes to automate. They have their own IT team, but the problem is that the IT team consists of one or two developers with limited skill set. With Express-based, they can connect their existing database onto our platform and build both web and mobile applications with simple drag and drop. Here is another one. Haircraft is a hair clinic chain in South India. They are trying to scale up quickly and is in need of a lead management system ASAP. CAMS is their software vendor, but they are short on developers and time. Usually, they wouldn't have been able to absorb this project, but with Express-based platform, they were able to build this 10 times faster than the traditional development. Now we will go through the platform quickly. Here is our mobile app builder, where the developer can simply drag and drop the fields they need for the data collection, and with some minimal configuration. He doesn't have to be a mobile app developer for this. And on the right side, you can see as soon as the user refreshes, the app is ready for use. This is our form builder, where any developer can build really complex forms with tables, tabs, or even file or document uploaders. The forms built on our platform will be completely localizable. And dashboards with table views, chart views, map views, or simple display blocks. Also, we offer a builder to configure the PDF template, which can be used to generate dynamic PDFs on the go, like invoices or quotations. The developer will also be equipped with our API builder if in case the application is needed to talk to a third-party API or for something like for something simple like collecting data from a website. One of our unique offering is chatbots, which can be used to initiate or automate internal workflows like leave applications or reimbursement requests. About the market, as per Gartner, 75% of all large enterprises will be using at least 4 low-code development tools. This is a huge market worth over 50 billion US dollars, and there are different kinds of offerings. We are taking a niche position by being a platform to build internal process automation applications and also targeting SMEs with their own IT team and IT service companies. On our platform, they'll be able to build really complex applications using the existing skill set of the available resources. The platforms comes with out-of-the-box features like support for multi-brands, multi-locale, and multi-language. The security is also taken care by the platform itself. We provide options to deploy the applications on premise and to white label for reselling. On top of that, we are completely open source. We are open source because we want to address the concern of vendor lock-in, and we would like to create a transparent ecosystem for the product. Finally, for a platform like Expressbase, it is very crucial to have a development community around. We have 2 different kinds of licenses for the cloud hosted solution. The businesses will have to pay $5 per user per month, and if they are doing on-premise deployment, they'll have to pay $499 per month for the Docker containers. The developer licenses to build the application is at $499 per month. And we have an app store, which is a marketplace of applications built on our platform. We have been live from August 2019, and we have around 16 big SMEs using our platform and around 60,000 US dollars in assured revenue. Currently, we are targeting businesses with their own IT team, governments, and also small to medium IT service companies. This is our team. Myself, Ahmed. I'm a BTech graduate in electronics. Expressbase is my 3rd startup. Previous ones were in IoT and fitness domain. Suresh is the CEO. This is his 2nd startup, and he also worked with companies like PayPal, BMC Software, and Microsoft. We also have 10 plus years of experience in the RAD domain itself, worked in products like BMC Remedy, Microsoft Dynamics. Smriti is our CEO, and she's handling the operations and HR. Our whole team is a bunch of passionate, young, and energetic team of engineers. We were lucky to receive several recognitions in the startup world from the likes of Google, Microsoft, etc. We are part of the Startup Chile and also Flat 6 Labs. Come and talk to us. Let us change the way business applications are built and run. Thank you.
Thanks, Ahmed, for that pitch. And Mr. Suresh, the co-founder, will be here to answer the questions. Suresh, is it audible? Hello.
Hello?
Yeah, is it audible?
Yeah, it's audible. Yeah.
Okay. Sandro, you would like to ask some questions?
There are a couple of these platforms which are already doing similar, providing similar solutions. So, how are you different? I mean, not able to.
There are not. I mean, there are lots of platforms who are in the same domain. What we are trying to do is like this platform is designed for small to mid-sized businesses in mind. This is designed keeping them in mind. Like the case of Salesforce. Salesforce is a similar platform, but the cost of implementation and the cost of acquiring is very high. For a small business, it may not be really workable. In our case, our platform is completely open source, and then there is no worry about vendor locking. And then SME can. Pardon? Hello.
Do you have customers right now?
Yeah, we have customers. We have SMEs as our customers currently, both from government as well as private sector.
How many customers?
16.
These are paying customers.
Yeah. Yes. But right now, the only problem is that they are not paying on a recurring basis. Like right now, it is like kind of a hacked service model. So that is why we need funding. We want to move into that recurring payment model.
What stops the other companies to offer the same solutions? What you're doing? I mean, they've already there, build that up. It's just adding.
Yeah, so let me answer that. I have worked in this space for more than 10 to 15 years. I have worked with BMC Remedy, which is quite a similar kind of a platform. I was part of their engineering team. So I have done this. I have worked with Microsoft Dynamics. I have implemented solutions for small and big size companies. I know the domain somewhat well. So the thing is like, though there are lots of players, each player solves the issue in a different way. So though everybody is attacking the same problem, the way the problem is being solved are different. So there will be takers for your way of doing it. So that's why uh, there are customers for every platform. Say if you look at the case of Mendix, take the case of OutSystems, take the case of SAP. Everybody is having customers. But if you are doing things slightly differently, so what we have done is like we have kept developers in mind and also SMEs as our end users, and we want to help developers to reuse lots of their components. So reusability is built into our platform. So most other solutions, like say for the example, Zoho Creator, they don't have the reusability feature. So technically, there are lots of features can be pushed to the developer, which will make it appealing. So though there are lots of players in the game, so everyone is solving it in their own way, and every player will get their market share.
Okay.
Thanks, Andrew. So now we will move on to the next pitch. Suresh, thank you so much. We are short of
Yeah.
time. Connect you
Yeah, sure.
offline.
Thanks, Parag.
So the next pitch is by What Shall I Get? I'll play that pitching video.
A very good morning to all of you. I thank you for this privilege to introduce myself and my startup company. I'm Solin Shibu, a trained electronic engineer and a startup entrepreneur by vocation. My startup company is called whatshalliget.com. We are an online marketplace for offline stores. For the first time in shopping industry, we are introducing an interactive and engaging shopping-enabled application. It is location-specific shopping application where user can create shopping lists, and we show the product availability and information from their current location. If it is a group, each member in group see the product information from their present location. In WatchLikeIt, user can interact, engage, and actively participate in shopping with family and friends. WatchLikeIt is an online marketplace for offline stores. It is location-specific and aims to create a unique shopping experience that would act as a driver to steer the economy by hand-holding many thousands of small, medium, and large business owners across the globe. 1.82 million orders are clocked by food delivery companies, Swiggy, Zomato, and Uber Eats daily. This is only one example of the potential our offline to online marketplace solution offers. The response from the store, which has already expressed interest in this association, has only strengthened our commitment and confidence to bring the powerful solution to market. With the digital sales accounting for almost 20% of the USD 21 trillions of retail sales in 2019, the opportunity is extremely encouraging and really makes us more enthusiastic of what lies in store. We have also seen a 10% increase in mobile commerce sales projected at USD 2.9 trillion for 2020, vis-a-vis 2019. And 2 out of every 3 transactions are happening on handheld device, mainly smartphones. India has steady and strong retail industry. In 2018, we reached up to $950 billion. It is estimated 1,750 billion business in 2026. The unexpected outbreak of COVID-19 has hit the economy very hard, and Harvard has predicted that the social distancing would be the norm until 2022. High demands of fast-moving category goods and broken supply chain warrants an immediate practical solution that would move the economy forward while it's maintaining the health of people. Price, time, and ease of access to stores are the major problem that Virtual Like It would address through its unique platform. This would be accomplished by the combining advantages of pricing, location-specific shopping, and promotion within our interface, leaving no stone unturned. In Virtual Like It application, product finding is quick and easy. We take the user straight into product category, expand to product and see the availability, add to shopping list, create as many groups, invite or add contacts, involve in shopping with friends and family. It's going to be more fun than before. Our approach is entirely new. Multiple store checkout, 4 types of easy and convenient logistic to choose, including pay and pick, map to navigate the store, store timing, all are in fingertip. Our store dashboard is a very useful tool for wholesalers and retailers. We allow stores to associate and expand their business. A B2B can manage their stock with all their suppliers within the platform. They can ask for a stock refill or alert the store for new stocks, all are with few clicks. Catalog building is 2 clicks away. The product placement features will bring down the spending on promotions. We allow B2B to offer their discounts directly to the end user. Our revenue model is so simple. We have 2 revenue models in our business. We take 1.5% commission from each order. We also have product promotion revenue as a second stream to support. To demonstrate a simple calculation, 100 million users using our solution with only 5% active users, a transaction of $15 for 182 days can bring $204 million in year 3. 2 million USD is projected with a conversion rate of 2.5%, shows the power of revenue potential within the platform. The MOSPI had calculated average Indian spending per year is $1,027 in 2018 to 19. If we consider the spending behavior for 20 years, then the customer lifetime value would be 20,556. The large players like Big Basket, JioMart, a newly launched collaboration, Amazon offline stores, Swiggy, Tomato, Uber Eats would continue to be around. But we are confident of taking the plunge in a no ads business model an engaging and interactive interface, a broad and diverse marketplace which brings almost anything into the platform with an easy access catalog helping users in the entire process. With our USP, which has a catalog-centric approach, a large number of aggregated product lines, a newly introduced interactive and engaging group shopping feature, shopping culture would change with virtual like it. We do have an initial marketing plan in place and will go with the product-led market growth strategy. I, along with the two dedicated like-minded co-founders, have founded this amazing solution. We are a team of techies, data scientists, researchers on customer satisfaction. The commitment and passion we have for virtual agate can take us to any heights. We are wisely mentored and guided by two independent advisors who have been leading diverse business in India and Europe. With 500K stores, 500 million users, and close to 1,200 million of revenue in the first 5 years, we have set ourselves an ambitious and achievable target, backed by a strong management team that has more than 75 collective years of combined, solid and successful experience. Our anticipated revenue projection is much realistic. We project $207 million in the first third year and close to 1,200 million of revenue in the first 5 years. These figures are to show you the revenue split from both of the revenue stream from the year 1 to year 5. The comparison here will give you a clear understanding that the investment can bring a strong return within a span of time. Our ask is for 1.5 million US dollar for the next 12 months to reach an average of 50K daily orders. And we will be using the major amount of our fund for marketing and product development. I believe I shared a story that has a bright future, and I hope you will be part of my dream project. Thank you.
Thanks, Erlin. Erlin is here to answer the questions. Erlin, can you enable that mic? Is it audible?
Yeah, it is audible for me. I just want to know whether I'm audible or not.
Yes, perfectly.
All right, thank you so much. I'm ready to take up any questions from your side, if any.
Yeah, please.
What's your competition like?
Hello?
Could you talk about the competition, please?
Yeah, the competition right now, GeoMart has come up with a new offline store, but we don't know what strategy are they going to implement. What we understand now is like GeoMart is signing up with Facebook and WhatsApp. But again, we yet have to see what strategy they're going to adopt in the market to aggressively get the stores. They are also in the same domain. And again, the big basket actually we consider as our competitor, but they are more into B2B. They collect the product from the market, and they have a warehouse where they keep it and they distribute to the users. So as of now, like what strategy, what we bring to the market, I think we don't consider like we have much of competition unless Uber Eats or Swiggy, who are into the food industry. Amazon have a bit of in the city area. They have been concentrating on the offline market, but they yet to come into the rural areas. So I think this is the right time to jump into the market where with our solution, where we can aggressively get the users and the stores. We had a first round of discussion with the team. Almost we have about 900 stores who want to join our platform, and we also have a discussion with the Kerala Restaurant Association, who is having a chain of more than 30,000 restaurants, and they like the platform. We are going for a second round. We also have a discussion with the Supplyco first round. We'll be having the face-to-face meeting after the lockdown period. And all this activity has happened within this lockdown period because we haven't met any customer directly. Already we have received an expression of interest from the customers, almost with 8 chains and who can have an established network of about 900. So the competition, I think the product what we offer have a uniqueness from what others are offering.
What you're saying is a mix of both B2B and a B2C.
Yes, our platform have a B2B and B2C. That's how the platform is built. But the product selling will only happen from B2C to customer. There's no B2B will be selling the price to the customers. The end user will not be connecting with the B2B. Only the B2B and B2C will be connecting on the store module. But where hi, am I clear?
Yeah.
There was some disturbance in between. So in the end user point of view, there is no B2B comments picture. The B2C will be connecting to the customer.
So this O2O model, which is an offline to online model, right? So how big is this O2O commerce? I mean, especially, considering obviously right now, the COVID is there, so there would be a demand on it. But once COVID is over, say 6 months or probably 1 year down the line, things would get back to normal, right? Then in that case, that demand will drop. And as a B2C customer, especially in the metros, like a Delhi, Bombay, Bangalore, people, if they're buying grocery, they would probably go to a grocer or a platform like that and kind of buy it from them, where they feel that what they get as a end product is more clean, credible. Credibility would lie there.
Thank you for the question, sir. I will start with the current market what we have for Uber Eats and Zomato and other food players who are already playing in the market. They are raising on an average 1.82 million orders per day. Still, the logic applies here because we have they are also connecting to the stores, the restaurant which is near to me. Which I may be able to go and walk and get the product, but still the demand for such an application is very high. I'll give you the second scenario. Like if we look at the first slide, which I have shared, we can see a sudden growth in the internet shopping culture. There are 90% hike from last year, the 2018 to 2019, which means the people are enjoying shopping through the mobile. The people are using the mobile phone to purchase. The purchase behavior is changing. If we go maybe in 2020 and when we go to the 2016, in my slide, where I use the blue color and the orange color, the blue will be the bigger one and the orange will be the smaller one, because the culture is changing. People are will take a logic thoughts, like if I need a product, if I want to buy a product from an offline store and I need an XYZ product, I'll go to a store for an XYZ product. I will ask for them. If they don't have it, what will I do next? Am I ready to go to the next store and find it? If I'm not, what is my next choice? I will come online, I will come home and do it through the phone. So what is happening is the people are not ready to travel much. People are not ready to go multiple stores. And what we are talking about a solution where you sit at home and see n number of stores. We identify the product, what the customer wanted, and then we show the stores where it is available. And based on the availability and based on their convenience, they can choose how they want to order it. They can either go to store and collect it. They can order it. They don't need to waste the time there. They just need to order it and go and get it from the collection point, or even they can place the order and get the product at home. So the human behavior, what is changing in recent years is we are looking for the convenient option, which is convenient because even if we consider the metro cities, you go by your car, you won't be able to park anywhere. You will find like there is no parking available in the you need a long queue to park somewhere. So I think that justifies the question what you have asked.
To some extent, but anyways, I'll let others ask questions if there are some.
I think we are almost reaching to the limited time. So, Serlin, thank you so much for pitching. We will connect the investors offline after the pitch. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. It's my pleasure. Thanks.
So we will now move on to the last pitch. It is from Finline. I'll play the video.
We are Finline. We automate financial documents for bank loan. Every entrepreneur has to submit different type of financial document in order to get a bank loan in India. Unfortunately, 95% of the entrepreneurs doesn't know how to create a financial document. But how do they manage right now? They have two options. First is to Google for a financial document and end up in a mistake. Second is to hire an expert by paying heavy fee. But Finline help entrepreneurs to create financial documents such as project report, business plan, CMA report in order to get a bank loan in just minutes. No financial expertise needed in operation in Finline. Just simply fill the Q&A form and you will get the report which contains balance sheet, profitability statement, cash flow, ratio analysis, charts, and much more details which the banks need to have in the report. So pre-COVID, we focused on startups who need prominent startup loans such as Mudra and PMEGP, and we designed our software in such a way. But now we added more focus on existing units by changing our software so that existing units can take report from us to enhance their loan limit on working capital and short-term borrowing. Because banks and government is infusing billions of rupees into the market to help this existing unit to survive in the industry. Our business model is very simple. It's pay per download. We charge rupees 999 per download for do-it-yourself customers and for assisted service, which means our expert will help the customer to complete the report and review the report by paying 1499 onwards based upon the loan amount. Every year, around 7 crore loan applications we are receiving in Indian banks. So our market worth is around 7,000 crore for the financial document industry. We started our operation on December 2018 and have more than 8,500 registered customers till date. And we have generated a revenue of 9 lakhs last year. And every month we are growing at a rate of 15%. We are looking to have close partnership and tie-ups with banks and financial institutions for a rapid growth in India. We're integrating regional languages in your application to cater the demands from rural customers of India. There's a huge opportunity for financial document across the globe. Financial document is a must-to-have document for getting bank loans, investor funding, assessment of health, so and so. So there's a huge opportunity awaiting for us. Our team consists myself, Hari, CEO with 12 years of experience in business analysis and sales in IT industry, and my friend James, who's a CTO, having 14 years of experience in different technological domains. So we raised our first check from 100x VC, led by Mr. Sanjay Mehta, and we raised around $35,000 on last December. We are Finline. We automate financial document for bank loan. We have more than 8,500 registered customers. We are operating on a market worth around 7,000 crore. Thank you.
Thanks, Hari. That was a wonderful pitch in a very short time. Hari, are you able to hear
Yeah.
me? Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Thank you so much, sir. Yeah.
Hari is here, who is a co-founder for Inline. Sandro, you can go ahead with the questions.
Yeah, so could you just, so you've done some revenue. How much was the amount? You mentioned 9 lakhs.
Yeah, 9 lakhs last year.
This was 1920, right?
Yes, 1920.
And you joined, when did you start?
We started the product in 2018 December. It was an MVP basically.
Okay. Okay. So what is the breakup of revenue of 9 lakhs between your DIY kit, which is 999, and your additional service, which is 1499?
60% of the users prefer DIY, and in the assisted service also, we can say around 50% completed the report, and they need somebody else to have a look into that because then only they will get the confidence. So we can say 60-40 is the ratio for that.
60 is DIY, you say?
Yes.
And geographically, where are these customers coming in from?
Mostly from, I mean, urban areas like we can say Maharashtra, Gujarat, Telangana, mostly from Telangana, Karnataka, and some of the northern areas like Indore and Punjab. These are the main areas where we are getting customers. But we are getting a lot of inquiries from rural areas. But the problem is that people doesn't understand what is this thing. So that's why we are thinking about integrating a rural languages.
Now, help me understand because this whole set is done because they are applying for loan, right?
Yeah.
That's the idea, right? Eventually.
Yes.
But there are other platforms like Credit Seva, Loan Adda, these platforms which actually gives the complete checklist of the documents that they require, and from one point you can apply to multiple banks at the same time.
Okay.
So how are you different in that case? I mean, because they are one step ahead where they're working with the customer. Their model is not what your revenue model is. Clearly, it's a different model because
Yes.
for them, their customer, what they do is they make lead generation from the bank, right?
Right.
So, besides the revenue being aside, what are the real differentiator in that case?
The thing is that we are entirely different from aggregators like Loanada, I mean Bank Bazaar, all these people, because we are not an
Yeah.
aggregator basically. We are a platform for creating financial documents. Even if we have customers who were able to identify like some of the banks saying then okay you are eligible for a loan, then and after that these people have to submit financial documents like CMA reports for enhancement of OD, and then they have to submit project report or financial projections for normal loans like Mudra and PMEGP. See, for these people, Loanada and other type of aggregators were actually collecting their previous balance
So
sheets or
let me
previous years,
let
all
me
documents
rephrase.
available. Sorry,
I
sir?
got I got your point. Let me rephrase my question.
Right.
There's one which is called the traditional loan, which where you go to the bank and you apply for a loan, which could be a car loan, house loan, personal loan, whatever, right? And then there
Mhm.
are some loans which are more like your, the loans that are largely provided by for SMEs by the startup initiatives across India, right? So
Mhm.
various schemes are there and all that, right?
Right.
But in there also, when you apply for a scheme,
Mhm.
uh, you know, they do mention about all the list of documents that they require.
Right.
So how is this different? I'm just see, you've done 9 lakhs last year. Sanjay Mehta is invested in your company. I'm
Right.
sure you've seen something there. I'm just trying to understand that
I'll explain you,
where
sir.
is the
It's like
value
a
of the company?
Canva. You can consider us as a Canva, where we are creating these type of documents. Not we are not aggregating anything. We are not creating any. We are not connecting with the banks or not. We are helping them to create the documents only. Uh, that's what I'm saying. We are like a Canva for Photoshop. So Photoshop is very difficult for a normal person to do. So Canva is
I know
very
what is.
easy.
No, I got that example.
Yes, sir. Exactly similar to this thing. If a chartered accountant or a person who know Excel very well, he can actually create everything using this thing. So, but here, this is a platform for normal people where who don't know anything about finance or accounts. They can come and here, they can put the unit economics over here. They will get the reports, whatever things they needed.
Okay,
So that is where it is different.
got it, got it. So suppose if I am doing the DIY model and I took that kit from you and I'm setting up all the documents according to that checklist. Have you done have you gone further and kind of checked with the customers that how many of them have actually got loan or, the documents were completely right? What is the ratio there?
Right, right. For that, before that, I can tell you one more thing. Like, before starting this thing, we have consulted with 5 banks, different banks, starting from Kerala to RBL Bank, ESAF Bank, Federal Bank, South Indian Bank, Dhanalakshmi. All these banks we have consulted with what are the additional things needed to be done along with the documents, or whether can you please give us any foolproof or any faults giving this thing, like what are things to be added in our document, or is any faulty over there. So their suggestion was that no, we have added some more points. That's what I am saying. December 2018, we have started this thing, but we took around 3 to 4 months to evolve into a complete product by getting all the information from their side. And we consulted SIDBI, and SIDBI gave us a lot of checklists. Like these are the main things they are looking at. They have a platform named 59 minutes loan, and they are trying to have some type of API connection right now. They plan to provide for that, and if that is provided, we can directly send all these.
I've lost you.
Yeah, I'll check with the connections. Hari, are you able to hear? Please refresh your page.
I think you can actually connect him to me over the mail.
Yeah.
I'll take it up. That's not a
We'll do that. We'll do that. I'll connect him through an email. And we have lost connection while Active Logica was pitching. He's here to answer if you have any questions. Jain, you can have a brief introduction and tell about the product.
Yeah. Is it audible to everyone?
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. So what we're doing is we right now, I think I just want to give you an idea about what is happening right now. So most of the fitness centers are closed down. So this platform that we have, FitNode, will help them to serve their customers online through the application along with interactions. So right now, most of the live sections that is happening right now doesn't have a direct interaction with the client, and there is no mechanism to track how they are doing. And based on the outcome, they won't be able to train them. So FitNode is a platform where you can also record what are physical activities that you're doing, and based on the workouts that is assigned to them, what all they have done or how they are progressing, and based on the outcome, they can fine tune the training for them for better outcomes.
So what are your current traction?
Hello.
Your current.
Hello.
Am I audible?
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah. Currently, we do have 5 customers onboarded, and that is a mixture of both fitness centers as well as sports training academies, because these sports training academies does have a module for fitness endurance for better performance. So we are capturing that market as well. So our revenue is around, we are in the early stages of revenue, and we have generated almost 5 clients with more than 150 customers onboarded right now, because it is in the early stage, and a revenue of more than 50,000 USD. Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to add one more thing, because the current opportunities, I just want to add one more point, because we are in discussion with one of the biggest corporate wellness client, and they are having almost 50,000 customers. So that discussion is ongoing right now, because most of the employees of the corporates are working from home and without any physical activity, and that has affected their productivity to an extent. So these corporates are really concerned about it. So they are already having fitness centers in these. Basically, these are IT companies, and they are operating their fitness centers in their company's premises. And they wanted to go online, including the wellness quotient as well.
So it's a B2B business, right? I mean,
it is a B2B2C. actually. So end of the day, the
Who's
customer
paying?
pays us. Customer is
Who's
paying us.
paying?
Customer.
So in these 5 customers that you said, which in turn gives you about 150 customers, which means 5 fitness center, giving you 150 customers. Here the customer who's actually end user paying you.
The end user pays us. The business are using our platform to deliver their services online.
How much are you priced at?
There's a subscription fee. There's a basic subscription fee. It is 100 rupees per user per month. On top of it, there will be training fees based on the business, what are the content they are providing online. So the businesses will be billing, and we will be using this platform to bill their customers.
So that means 150 into 100 is about 15,000 is what you make every month right now.
Yeah, but there are other training facilities that they are providing. For example, the sports events, they use this platform for registering their sports events. That's one thing. The second thing is they'll be using this platform for monitoring the fitness assessments for each event. So it depends upon how much event they are doing per month.
So
or per year.
You mentioned that you did about $50,000.
50,000 USD. Yeah.
So that makes about 35 lakhs Indian rupee, right?
Exactly.
So out of 35 lakhs, what is your revenue from your platform that we're talking about?
Revenue, I got that point. What is a revenue from our side? I'm just talking from the total revenue that is generated for the business as well. So for us, it is around 15 lakhs.
Now, please give me a break about that 15 lakhs, because according to your numbers, you were doing just 15,000 on the platform. What is the event revenue that you're making? What is the other revenue?
I can give you a detailed breakup on that. Maybe because right now I'm logging from my mobile phone because there is an issue with my laptop. So I can give you that offline through email.
I'll ask Rasik to connect us, and then we
Sure. Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
One question that I have, the last from my side is, your biggest competitor is Cult.
Yeah.
So they have a lot of services already online, right? So they have these virtual classes going left, right, and center. People are logging in. I personally am using it. They also have a feature where if I turn on my camera, if I give them the access to my camera, they will actually help me correct my position and everything in terms of how I'm functioning, how I'm working. So I mean, they've actually gone ahead and done that also. So
I just want to add one point to that, because there is no direct competition with Cult, because Cult will be, for example, if a small fitness network, if they wanted to go online like a Cult, they won't be able to get them on board, right? Because the Cult is having their own mechanism for doing that, or they are working with their brand only. But the advantage with our platform is it is just like a marketplace or a place where the other fitness centers can also come in and deliver their content and build their customers. So and on top of it,
I'm seeing a small gym which has about 100 customers can go online and kind of use your technology and create itself.
Yeah, we can do that.
Would the app be white labeled, or would it be your label?
No, this will not be white labeled, because we will be building, for example, they will be having an interface where that will be a dedicated interface for the fitness center, and they can log in using that cloud system and build their own exercise modules or whatever trainings that they want to deliver to their customer, and they can assign those workouts to their customers. So they can build, for example, they can host a virtual gym. That's what we are doing to deliver the content online.
I mean, I'm done with my questions.
Thank you, Sandro. I'll connect Jain offline through email. Discussed. Thank you for this.
Thank you so much. Yeah. Bye bye.
So we have come to an end to the pitching session, and thank you so much, Sandro, for being online, and other investors as well. Participant side, thank you so much for being online. You can send a mail to us if you want to connect with any of the investors, of the startups that pitched today. So once again, thank you so much, all. Sandro, thank you so much for your time and patience to be on this session.
No, pleasure's all mine, man. Always happy to help.
Thank you. I'll
Yeah.
So now I would like to invite Vignesh, who is handling the incubation at our Palakkad Incubation Center, to conclude the session. Vignesh, can you able to?
Yeah, yeah, I'm audible. Thank you, Rasik. Thank you so much. Thank you, Sandro, for this wonderful interaction between our startups. So we are almost reached the concluding part of our online funding summit race. Thank you everyone for participating in the summit organized by Kerala Startup Mission for potential investors and startups to overcome this crisis, pivoting business, understanding the current market, and optimistically and strategically planning this period for a better tomorrow. All these years, we studied the buying behavior of people and analyzed the market before penetrating the market. And during this COVID period, we understood that no matter what, across globe can be our market if we virtually leverage connections with the technology, product, or service. This spirit can be connected to the proverb necessity is the mother of invention. And we look forward to more inventions in product, service, and process during this passive phase of humankind. We will be continuing to extend support to the ecosystem. We will be scheduling pitching sessions post the summit in the regular intervals. Please stay home, stay safe, stay connected. Thank you once again for all the support. Thank you, Rasi. So,
Thank
signing
you.
off.
Thank you, Vignesh.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you all. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.